So yeah, I watched
Starting
the
off strong.
trilogy of Heaven's Feel and Fate, and I'm glad you both of you are here for me
Hmm.
to divulge into the implications of the Nasuverse
Hmm.
of Fate.
I'm just
Let me tell.
I'm just excited to hear someone finally speak in a professional capacity about this. I feel like
Why did it take me for you to? Never mind.
Don't humor him.
Plowing ahead. Yes. Did you know
Hmm.
that for Fate, if you want to get into the Fate series,
Hmm.
you would have to play. Well, first the visual novels, right? The trilogy of visual novels, right?
Mhm.
And in total, going through them is a total of 80 hours.
Uh-huh.
They've only translated 2 and 3, not the first one of that trilogy.
Uh,
And on top of that, you would have to read porn because it has actual plot points, like official Fate Dojin porn.
the
To
porn is critical to your enjoying the story.
the porn is viable pieces of media to understanding the deeper lore of Fate.
Whoa,
Yes.
hang on. Do you mean valuable or viable? As in viable, as in, yeah, that's media. That,
I guess that counts.
passes.
I mean, you're both right, but I feel like I'm wrong. I think it is viable and it's valuable. It's actually really important, the porn, and I'm here to actually critique that.
Okay.
Great.
Well, we're gonna plow right ahead and go on to the
Sorry, it's a
next
Christian
thing.
stream, right, Chris? You know,
Yeah, no, it's no,
it's a
well,
Catholic stream.
yeah, I mean, I can make it. What?
Chris, out of everything we talked about, this is your line.
Yeah, yeah, it is.
I
All
was.
right, here we are.
I mean, I was going to ask lots of interesting questions about how much of the translation could you find like it's not official. So like,
Oh,
first one's just gonna
that's an
be.
interesting question.
Oh my god, I'm just going off the top of my head because if I actually pull it up, it's gonna be a fucking list, and it's fucking graphs. There's like fucking Excel spreadsheets breaking down. Ooh,
But
sorry,
why though?
the translation. Why? Yeah, Chris. Why?
Why do
Why?
anything, dude?
bother?
See,
Why?
this is what I'm getting at. If anyone learns anything
Yeah.
from
You ever
these
sweat it out
podcasts,
and just give up
is my
halfway through?
philosophy is why? Why even?
Why? You have your hand on your dick and look up in the
Yeah.
sky and go, why?
You, I feel like definitely after you finish that, you ask, "Oh, why? Why did I make that decision?" That's
Yeah.
a lot of my life I'm not getting back anymore. Your hand on your dick.
Yeah.
Sad.
But for those who want to know at home, yeah, the movies are good.
Okay.
They're actually really good.
Does that include those new movies?
Yeah, those new Heavens, like, yeah, that new trilogy movies, like Pattern of Events had.
Okay. Interesting.
That's the thing, like, all jokes aside, the show's good. It's just, yeah, just everything around it, right?
Yeah.
Mm.
Well, welcome to whatever episode this is. I want to say,
You always say that. You said it the
yeah.
first episode.
You know what? Hey, man, that's the intro. That's the
That's the consistency now.
yeah. That's how we started off.
Yeah.
We're not streaming this one because I didn't have time to get my house in order,
I don't want to.
and everything looks looks bad. And I had either the choice of waking up super groggy and going, "Oh, I could do all that," or I can catch up on the 2 episodes of Captain Falcon and Captain Winter Soldier. And we did that. We did that instead. So we'll have stuff to talk about in this podcast. And then Jimmy, bye. Why he looked like a bomb pop though? Anyway, we'll get to it. Yeah. So, I mean, I want to talk about like the Mortal Kombat movie, Kong.
Mhm.
Of course, I have to talk about Kong versus Godzilla. Godzilla versus Kong. God, I am so fucking tired.
You're doing good. Keep going.
You're
I'm
doing
doing
great, man.
great. I'm doing real great.
I'm giving you the floor right now. I
Yeah.
just went on a
So,
spiel
well, guess
because I
what?
knew you'd be too tired.
I'm about to toss this floor to someone else right now, of
Oh,
whoever
cool.
Oh,
wants to
that's
talk
good.
about what they've been up to or have seen lately. And that could go either to Ian or Nick, but Ian just said so I assume he has something to interject with. So we
Yes.
shall go with Ian.
All right. Cool.
Too bad, Nick. You should have been ruder.
Why
Is what
why
the
can't you
lesson
go
is
for the
there.
blood?
Yeah.
There's no mercy in my dojo.
No.
So I was thinking maybe I'd talk about the books up top, and then it seems like we've watched a lot of the similar media, so maybe we'll
Yeah.
talk about that at the end because we can all.
Yeah. Let's talk about words. What are
Let's
they?
talk about words.
Please.
Where are they?
So
When I
when
write a
are
word, where does it go?
Why is it?
they? Anyway.
Where's a poem?
God.
How is the poem?
So my first book for this month.
You know how when you listen to the radio
Okay.
and
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
like, "Where's the song?"
Where's the beat?
Where's the word when you write it down?
Well, it's the bird.
What happens to it?
Where's it go? It can't be the
Who
paper. No,
has
no,
it now?
no.
Where does it come from?
No, Joe.
All right, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. The first one I wanted to
Next bit.
mention just
Shut
briefly
up, dude.
is is The Teleportation Accident. It's a sci-fi novel set in Germany in the 1930s. But it's not exactly what you're picturing. It is a very interesting story. I feel like it kind of tonally reminded me of watching Illusionist.
Okay.
Like, kind of old timey, like it's a type of science fiction that's very interested in the ideas of like the mechanics of the device and breaking down that kind of aspect. So it's got Asimov qualities to it.
Okay.
Someone who just wouldn't stop talking about. And then the machine does this to the molecules with this process and a laser.
I'm sorry. Did you mean the teleportation accident?
Yeah, The Teleportation Accident.
Oh, okay. I thought you said act. My bad.
Oh, no.
All right.
By Ned Bowman, I think.
Bowman.
It's a very fun book. It's got lots of kind of hype in it, but it also kind of weirdly reads like something from the period. So it's got kind of that modernistic quality to some of the writing style.
Yeah.
But I thoroughly enjoyed it. I don't know, but I like writing from the 40s.
So I typed in the teleportation act but instead of accident. And the first thing I got was does the Bible say anything about teleportation?
Wow. What is what do the scholars say?
According to Got Questions, I've never been on this website before, so it's obviously very legit. Teleportation is the act of instantly moving from one location to another without physically traveling to distance in between. Yada 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 yada. Although there have been some recent scientific advances in teleporting energy, not matter. Transporter in Star Trek and Nightcrawler in the X-Men comics and movies are some of the most popular. Anyway, the Bible does not mention teleportation per se, but it does give at least two examples of miraculous teleportation. In John chapter, oh dude, we're getting into it. In John chapter 6:16 to 21, When Jesus got into the boat after he walked on water, immediately the boat reached the shore where they were heading. Verse 21. This is not necessarily an example of teleportation. The word translated immediately does not have to mean instantly. It could just mean very quickly. So I want you to imagine that, like, instead of teleportation, Jesus like did a speedboat thing and just, in Acts 8:26-40, Philip led an Ethiopian church to faith in Christ. After the eunuch was baptized, holy shit, the Spirit of the Lord suddenly took Philip away. The eunuch did not see him again, but he went on his rejoicing. Philip, however, appeared at Azotus. Holy shit, that's teleportation.
Yeah, that's
The
very
Spirit.
that interpretation is very limited. It's very limited to interpretation. Jesus Christ. So is that part of the book, Ian, or
Yes,
is it
remember,
like
God is omnipotent and omnipresent, so teleportation is within his ability.
okay?
Yeah, if he wanted, he could do it. Is the thing.
Nana nana boo boo.
Yeah. Stick your head in doo doo.
Are you saying God can do anything?
Is that your point?
I mean,
You're-
what's funny is the idea. Well, first of all, the idea that Christians are asking that question so frequently that someone compiled a website and said,
Yeah.
"We've got to address teleportation.
Yeah.
We're getting letters every day. They need answers."
Yeah.
Yeah, they probably would be getting letters nowadays.
It's stuff that always it's stuff like that always reminds me of this video I watched in high school. And it was about Amish kid, not kids specifically, but it was about the Amish. But they had a whole section on these kids, right? And they were allowed to use the internet for educational purposes only.
Oh,
And
okay.
this kid was like, "Well, did you know like the solar system actually works like this?" And you're like, "Oh man, these kids have to start from like this, like the bottom."
Yeah, the bare
And
bottom beginning.
and that kid was in like high school or something, or not even high school, but he was old enough to be in high school.
Right.
Because I don't know how Amish things work, but
Really?
it reminds me of that, where like kids will just read something and go, "Oh, can Jesus do it?"
Oh yeah.
You know what? I've watched the first episodes of like the first 3 episodes of Moral Oral, and those are what the first 3 episodes so far are. Is the kid
just
trying to like justify everything in the eyes of God?
Oh yeah, and then it always skews into a very weird place.
Yeah.
Of literalism, basically biblical literalism makes a nightmare world.
Oh yeah.
Did you get to the one about the dead grandma?
No, I'm
Okay.
only like 3 in.
Okay.
I put them on when I'm like I've been putting them on when I like just do some chores or something.
Okay.
I'm afraid of where that show's going because I see a lot of things, and
Really?
yeah, I know, and it's gonna hit pretty close to home, and I don't know if I'm ready.
What?
Chris,
Well,
well, the fact that it hit me, it'll hit you harder.
It's I'm gonna be in a spiral.
I'm gonna tell you this: at the end of like somewhere in season 3, there's a story.
Yeah.
And what happens in that story made me take like a depression nap the rest of the day. Like it was so oppressive. I couldn't move. Yeah. It's a good show. It's a good show, guys.
It's really good. Go watch. Didn't we have a whole podcast episode talking about my religious religious stuff?
Yeah, you wouldn't shut up.
Oh, there we go. Hey
So,
man,
yeah.
hey Nick, thanks for being supportive on that podcast we did about mental health. And you just
no problem.
why dude shut up already?
Uh,
Thanks, man. Thank you.
So we're gonna be here next week.
All right. Anyway, Ian, what else did you read? Oh well, the book's good.
Yeah, the book's good. I'd recommend it. I'd recommend it especially to anybody if you're reading any of the expatriate novels. You know, a lot of the stuff you probably read in high school. Actually, it reminded me of like Fitzgerald. It reminded me of Hemingway.
Oh, okay.
Just in the, I guess, style of storytelling. except it's like a Fitzgerald novel that has like something really bizarre and fantastic happen halfway through.
Okay.
But it's very good. It's a pretty good book. I want to leave it a little bit mysterious for anybody who might be interested in that. So the second thing I read this month, I reread Kafka on the Shore.
Oh.
And
Yo, nice.
gosh, what a nice book it is. It's a beautiful novel. It's real.
His sister.
It's he does and
Well, no, it's a hand job, but like whatever.
I mean, it's still not.
It's still not great.
I don't think that's. It's still not great. It's still not great.
Okay, Ian, I gotta ask you,
Yeah.
who do you think would win a fight,
Huh?
Johnny Walker
Huh?
or Colonel Sanders?
Yeah.
Colonel Sanders.
Colonel, dude. Colonel grew up on the mean streets, man. Like
Colonel Sanders knows what's up. I got the sense that Johnny Walker was like
he's a dandy.
I see.
Yeah.
I was picturing kind of a Heath Ledger Joker in the sense that he's menacing, but physically like probably easy to overpower.
Yeah.
You know
Colonel
what I mean?
Sanders is 5 different people, so like you can just keep bringing.
Yeah.
Well, like 10 now, I guess. But you know, you just keep bringing them in.
Pretty confident that under a 3-piece suit, Colonel Sanders is probably jacked.
Yeah.
He's got some real
He's probably like a
strong
powerlifter.
boy energy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's okay, real question though, how many toddlers could they kill if they all threw out at once? I know it's an old question, but I've been in love with this question again. How many toddlers?
Well, it depends. How big is the road?
Yeah, I think. All right. It's gotta be the same as the gorilla question. Blank like white room.
Hmm.
It's big. It's a big. I would argue auditorium size, like a gym, like a high school gym.
Right.
But all blank. Here's my thing. I think Colonel would still go at it because Johnny Walker would take too much time with one.
Oh yeah, definitely. He'd be
too
kind
focused on getting rid of one at a time.
That's right.
Yeah, whereas Colonel Sanders, I'm sure, would like swing one around as like a club.
Sure. Umbilical cord first as a mace.
No, they're toddlers. They're not babies.
Well, okay. Sorry. Sorry.
Because then you're just stepping on bugs, and then like, what are we doing here?
I have no idea. What's your estimation? What's
know.
your estimation?
I'm gonna say Colonel
I'm gonna
Sanders.
Say. Okay.
Like 100, maybe 75.
Wow. Okay.
Johnny Walker, maybe 20. I think I can take 50.
Jesus.
You think you could?
Hey,
Let's find out.
I'm now trying to remember. Yeah. Let's go down to the garage really quick. Really fast.
Shout outs to a friend of mine who I used to work with in college, who I asked him the gorilla question, and he was like, I think it would only take like 5 of us. 5 of me to take down a silverback gorilla. And I looked at him and I went, "Are you fucking kidding me? We didn't take 5 of you."
Oh, this is the fucking
It's the thing
slasher
of people
movie. I
don't
would
know
whoop Jason's ass. Like...
Yeah, people don't know how like a gorilla, like how strong they are.
He hasn't met one.
Yeah.
They can rip you like tissue paper if they wanted. Like,
I think and this is related to a thought I'd had earlier. People should be going to the zoo more.
Yeah.
Actually, get an appreciation for nature
and for how horrible zoos are, and like
for how horrible zoos are as
you
well.
look at an animal, you're like, what the fuck, man?
Then you think, wow, if that was in nature, all of these things could kill me potentially. All of them.
Like aquariums, I think are a little better.
Yeah.
Although I love the Monterey Bay Aquarium's method of just an open window into the ocean, and whatever swims up, swims up.
Cool.
That's rad.
Did you go to the aquarium in Long Beach growing up ever?
I worked there. I worked there. I used to volunteer there at my last year of high school, or was
That's
it
right. I
second?
can.
Yeah. I was the oldest one there.
Really?
That was weird. Yeah, that I think it was 16 or 17.
What, was it baby? How old are these children?
They were like 14.
running? What?
They were like 13 or 14. No, there might have been one other 16-year-old. I felt old. I already had a beard, man.
You're the oldest baby. You're the
I'm
oldest
the
baby
oldest of
taking
the
care of these
babies.
fish.
Yeah.
It's wild, man. I didn't know that they let. If I had known that, I probably would have wanted to get a job there. Like I love, I do
Yeah.
love aquariums.
I think it paid. It was volunteer, but yeah.
Oh my god.
It was awesome. I loved it. Anyway, yeah. So, wait, what? How many
So
toddlers did you guys say? Remember, you can
I'm
turn
gonna
their
say.
bones into weapons. That's like my whole.
Are we just doing bare hands or like any weapon?
Yeah, bare hands.
Bare
Bare
knuckle.
hands.
Just bare hands?
Yeah, cause what? Like, oh, I'm gonna bring a gun, and then what? And here's the thing: the more you take out, the more fear sets in as a primal thing for these toddlers.
Okay.
They become scared of you.
150. I'm gonna say 150.
150? Holy shit, dude.
150.
Well, Chris, are they gonna fight back? Like what?
Yeah, they
How
all.
much?
Why
I
is there
feel
a
like
cap?
150 is enough. They can just crush you. Like if they all dogpile.
Oh yeah, this is if okay. So they're aggroed on Ian, right?
Yes. Oh yeah, it is you. And remember, it's an auditorium, blank auditorium.
You against the world, huh?
Yeah, you against the world.
That's right.
Or at the very least, whatever. If like more and more you add there, the scale of the room will expand. But it is a room.
Okay.
There is an end. There is a beginning. There is a roof, and there is a floor.
Okay.
There is no door.
There is no God. There is no God.
No, there is you and the toddlers.
Only man.
150. Holy shit. You all right, Ian? I see.
I'm sticking with it. I'm sticking with it.
See, I don't know. I think you would see one and be like, I don't want to touch that. I don't want to.
But I think I'm gonna go into a blind rage. It's just gonna be like the Juggernaut.
You know what? I can see that. You do have this pent up. You do have this like I've seen it. This underlying pent up psychopath that just has no outlet.
When I erupt.
Oh, dude,
God.
when you break, you're gonna break. Like it's gonna.
That'd be funny. Oh my god.
I'm gonna be be interviewed by like a newscaster. I'm gonna be like, yeah, I was trying to warn people. It was there all along.
Nobody knew about that weird clown thing he had.
Yeah.
It was so scary when they dug all that up out of the yard.
In his rooms, he has like antique furniture. What the fuck? I actually don't know if your new room has antique furniture still. It did when you used to live near me, but
I don't know if it's an antique. It's old. I do have
old.
like old ass stuff.
Well, hang on. What's considered an antique, right?
It's 40 years, which I guess these are. Then, yeah.
That's
40
close.
Years, that's an antique.
Because I think once it's like a car. Once it hits 50, and like no question antique, no question. But I've seen shit younger, like from this. 70s were 50 years ago. Oh, look at that. So like 80s would be the question.
Yeah. People are gonna start. Well, I think that like weird trend I've noticed is that like the 90s is kitsch now. The 90s is like the throwback, like
early 2000s, dude. I follow ancient memes, man. So,
oh my god,
2000s, sometimes the 10s are in there. wow, we were so not funny. I was
Yeah,
right
it
to
was.
dodge that whole culture around that time. It's just not funny.
Well, you would know.
It's that.
Yeah. I guessed it, dude. I knew from a young age. See, this is how I was a smart kid.
I didn't even know about that there used to be a Mr. T meme. That was like so before my time on the internet that I had only heard about it by looking up a wiki on memes once.
Huh.
Oh my god.
I only remember
Oh,
all the
yeah,
Chuck
know your
Norris
meme,
ones.
dude. Know your meme.
I mean,
Oh, I only remember the Chuck Norris ones.
the Chuck Norris jokes in meme form.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about man, okay. Uh, I was listening to Lay's Castle Super Beast Cast, right? And this is for everyone out there, like just the whole you're gonna sound like an old crazy person. Just
Huh.
talking about early internet.
Yeah.
See, kids, before you know Rooster Teeth, everyone's heard of Rooster Teeth, whether you like them or not. But
What?
before then, they used to be drunken gamers.
Yeah.
You have to watch that.
Oh yeah.
That was
Good
before
times.
Red versus Blue.
That
Oh,
was during
what's Red
X-Play,
versus
right?
Blue, you ask? Well,
Oh.
that's what Rooster Teeth made. Well,
Damn.
remember there was E-Bombs World, and that sucked. And that one guy totally beat him up. I forgot his fucking name was. It was like the rival to E-Bombs World. And
You're
then
digging into some stuff I'm
Ask
tangentially aware
Jeeves.
of.
Ask Jeeves
Ask
was the
Jeeves are
search
okay.
engine. But you wouldn't use that shit. You would go to Dogpile, because Dogpile would take all the search engines into one.
Want to touch base with your friends? Go to Friendster. All your friends are on Friendster.
Well, no, Foursquare changed into something different, but there was one called Foursquare, and that's what it was. Shit, even talking about MySpace, like you could customize your own web page easily without learning HTML. And then like Neopets, we became like a weird. They're owned by the Church of Scientology now.
Who
So you
is
go visit.
Neopets?
Yeah. Oh, dude, you should go look into
Wait,
that.
you don't know?
I wasn't aware of this. No.
Yeah.
Whoa. Okay.
I can send you a
Yeah, that's a
video all
thing.
about it.
Please do. I genuinely really would like. Oh my goodness.
Anyway, I remember. Games came on multiple discs for PC, and PC was the worst way to play it. Was to play with
Yeah.
stores.
Well, you know, my favorite part of Kafka on the Shore is probably
Huh?
When they used
when
Dogpile to find out if he banged his mom or not.
well, little did you know that they got the track Ian for the piano piece from LimeWire. that
There you
Oh
go.
Vernon.
wow! I didn't. Oh wow! Oh wow!
Yeah, she used
LimeWire's not even that
LimeWire.
old, man. We gotta go back to Napster. Napster's not even that old. There was like
All right.
Pirate Bay was like the original. And like,
Pirate Bay was the classic.
Yeah.
Did Pirate Bay go dark web? I think I had
don't
heard
know.
that once.
Maybe.
Yes. No,
Oh,
no, it
did it?
didn't. Well, I
Oh,
mean,
no.
there's proxy servers, but it's also like the main website. Yeah, is gone. It's all proxies.
Okay. All right.
Anyway, Kafka on the Shore.
Anyway, what was your favorite part of it?
My favorite part of it was the storm. You know how Murakami has the storm and they have like creepy sex? Like in
Yes.
Norwegian Wood, there's that creepy sex scene during the storm, and then and Kafka on the Shore, it was that wet dream of him dominating his sister, who they never met, and then probably his dead mom, and then 1Q84 had the crazy sex scene, and then those are good.
1Q84 had a lot of weird like son mother stuff in it too. I think, didn't it?
I mean, he had a mother's complex where he got turned on by the girlfriend who he was essentially the mistress when she was cheating on her husband. So he got turned on whenever she wore like the dress that his mother used to wear.
Yeah, but he also like opens on that character fantasizing about having been breastfed as a child. I think as well.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Yeah,
It all.
That's
Yeah.
good.
Why? I don't know if you know, Ian. When you sold someone's hand in Japan, they remember it forever. Apparently,
I
That's
think
why
I
they
had
do those
heard
idol
that.
things.
Yeah.
that's why they pixelate that before genitalia.
Yeah. That's right, lewd.
Jeez, they're a
Ugh,
ladies present.
nasty.
Uh,
throw a cross on those hands and
Icky
just fucking
pooey.
burns through it.
Yeah.
yeah, but I really liked it. And here's a weird comparison I'm gonna make that I don't know anybody else might have.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Kafka on the Shore actually kind of reminded me of Stand, Stephen King, in certain parts. Isn't that yeah, it's a weird comparison. I know.
How so, Ian?
Well, there is. Let me explain it.
Let me let you
Okay.
know.
Alternating chapters that follow. His name was
Okay.
Nakamura, the older
Yeah.
gentleman.
Yeah, I like him.
I like him a lot too, but like it is trading on the idea of like a magic simple person, and that is also like literally like one of the part storylines of The Stand where
Yeah.
and also that both stories kind of contain a mysticism of predestinated fate.
Yeah.
Of all these things are going to happen anyway, and we know what's going to happen, but we're going to act out these events anyway.
Yes.
Because that's what we're supposed to do. Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. How about that as a comparison?
Take that.
Hmm.
Fucking eat shit.
That's a
Ivy,
good one.
all you pigs in your ivy tower. Me,
Whoa,
I.
whoa. Might get crazy over here.
Then I'll mention one last book really quick.
Okay.
This pretty briefly. I tried a new a bit of philosophy off a guy. Yeah, how about that? How about
Is it
that?
on Day's biography or?
It is. It's Chocolate Rain.
I've only been trying philosophy that a lot of existential thoughts have been occurring lately, but go ahead. Yeah, what's it?
What's that?
It's called Mark Fisher, Capitalist in Realism, and it's a pretty good book. I wouldn't be able to really succinctly boil it down, but I guess some of the main ideas is challenging challenging the idea of things are the way they are because they should be, or because they just have been that way a while. And being able to think, and he talks a lot about like kind of looking at the economy through like a outside perspective. I don't know, but the one thing, there's one part in particular I really wanted to mention that I thought was like really excellent. Where he's kind of breaking down this idea of collective guilt being laid on people as a way of absolving people of guilt. So the example that he talks about in particular is the idea that it's an accepted norm that everybody should recycle.
Yeah.
And
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know what you're talking about now.
it's everybody's responsibility to recycle.
Yeah.
But it's actually just a way of reframing the question so that we don't think, why aren't people using or reusable things when they sell us things? Why aren't we asking,
or why
why
aren't giant corporations and industries not being held to those green standards, and instead the onus is placed on us? Well, it's so we think about us instead of the big companies taking responsibility.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
we
No, I
then
know.
have like this collective guilt.
Burn it all down, I say. That's the conclusion to the book.
And then he has another great section that I like that is kind of hand holding that idea of he talks about being a professor in the UK and basically how every year there's supposed to be a end of year performance review essentially.
Okay.
And then he talks about the way in which his university uses it doesn't make teaching classes better or learning more effective. It is kind of nakedly just a way of collecting data so that you can show data to people and say, see, this is good. These numbers that we collected from points we're allowed to make up for ourselves on a metric we make up for ourselves shows that this is a good school that does good things.
The creation of image instead of actually fixing problems.
Instead of addressing problems, you make a network to measure what is good and what is bad, and then you don't ever have to think outside of that metric. In fact, you end up, instead of actually doing things, and then he talks more about, instead of actually doing things that would probably make the school better, we spend all of our time worrying about, okay, I've got to do this and this so it looks good on my review when someone's observing, et cetera, which is maybe not necessarily something that's helpful. It's something that meets a marker that was set at some point. It's really good, really great book. I recommend people give it a try. It's only 90 pages. It's basically like a small collection of essays all on the same idea. So, fun read.
Nice.
Fun read. Leisure reading.
I'll probably give it a shot, but I'm aware of that kind of stuff. But probably like hearing it in expert words, it's probably better.
Big words,
guys. Can I say for big words? There are big words, and I slowed down a little bit. There was one moment in there, deeply helpful though to me, because I kind of got new vocabulary, and it's vocabulary valuable to the moment. I learned what the word fungible means, and now I know what that means, and now I know a little bit more about why people paid for a cat GIF.
Or Chadwick Boseman's head, which was stolen, a stolen asset.
Oh my!
Oh, you didn't know that? Okay, here.
I didn't know that.
Damn.
So we all know about the gold Chadwick Boseman head, which already what the fuck, and two, like, it was a $50 3D model asset that was just repainted gold, like it was a gold texture. Replaced. Turns out that guy who made that gold texture didn't even pay the $50. He just stole the asset.
Holy oh my god. Jesus Christ.
It scams all the way down, Ian.
God. And I'm just starting to, I know this isn't what the podcast usually is, sorry guys, and I just learned I'm starting to understand for what blockchain means and why it's a thing. And now I kind of understand. It makes more sense when greasy people very excitedly tell you there won't be banks in 10 years. We won't need them anymore. I don't know about that, but I guess like that as an idea,
you're learning their terms. Their terms.
Yeah. Anyway, it's a good book, guys. Yeah, you should check it out. Capitalist Realism.
No, I'm down. That sounds up my alley.
It's really fun.
Except it's not going to go with the conclusion I have of. So we got to burn it down then, right? Like just get rid of all of it.
End of Fight Club.
Yeah.
Society.
Burn it all down. We shall go back to huts.
And rice fiefdoms.
Yeah. There you go.
You know what Persona 5 has taught me is that you need to change society, but not too much where I'm unable to go to the beach and hang out.
Where I'm unable to take a road trip with my buddies
and watch a cat Christ pose, and then
man, rewatching that scene, that cat totally Christ poses, dude. Having replayed,
it makes such a big deal, and then it's like.
Are you guys talking about the game or the show that they made?
Game.
Okay.
I never watched the anime. I heard it was bad, and then I saw things and I went, oh. But they do give Kawakami, Best Girl, a lot more time.
That's right.
Stuff. So hey. That's what I'm all about.
Oh yeah, Chris.
That's right. Dude, I'm older than her. Did you know that? Did you?
Oh, you're older than her yet? Yeah,
Are
now
you?
you are. Yeah.
Oh.
Dude, you want to know something fucked up? She's a burned out high school teacher who has done this, who is like ahead of her curve. She is like 25.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
But remember, in Japan, she might as well be dead.
Oh no.
Or she might be 24, actually. I think it's 24.
Ow.
Maybe
No
you know old
kids.
people.
Yeah. No,
Man, that's why
listen,
Yakuza
I
7's
get
so great. They're all like 40 or 50.
it.
You
Chris,
cast
yeah,
a
Chris
character.
saw Beat Takeshi and thought, damn, I felt that.
Yeah, hell yeah, dude. It's fucking old people.
So one more thing before we talk about shows that we've all seen.
Yeah.
Uh,
Wait, I just want to mention
I
one
actually
more thing. Hang on.
yes.
Speaking of best girl, anyway, you know, Lady Dimitrescu or Dimitri. Oh god, I'm gonna fuck up her name. The RE8 villain.
The one Chris wants to like crush his rib cage.
Listen,
Mm.
man. Listen, that's 9'6".
Okay, I'm listening.
All I'm saying
Mm-hmm.
is that's tall
Yeah.
enough to reach into my window.
Yeah, it is, and pull you out of it. Come
Yeah.
with me.
Steal me away into the night. Listen. All I'm saying.
You think you
Is she
got a
tall?
chance? Yeah, shoot your shot.
And maybe.
Maybe. What
Alright,
was
I'm
that
done.
one YouTuber?
I remember the day that for some reason the company confirmed her exact height and
Dude,
how.
they confirmed her shoe size.
Her
Oh
foot.
my god.
Yeah.
Dan Schneider
Oh, they're
retweeted
playing
that
into
shit.
it, dude.
Oh no!
They have a
Like,
sponsored video called "Would She Be Able to Crush You?" And it's
Yes.
the YouTube thumbnail is of a dude with her like standing on top of him.
oh my god.
Christ.
Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ.
They know what they're doing, man. You
This
know,
world has
some GameStops are getting life-size standees or full-size standees of her,
And
all
Chris is
Listen.
9
gonna
foot
buy
6.
it.
the West has
Damn.
failed, and it's time that we accept that.
Yeah,
There's
like
nothing.
Chris said, we live in a society, so
It's time to burn it down.
Now
Oh
that
no.
now that tall girls are back into popularity, it's time to bring forth buff punch girls into it as well. And then robots.
Just,
And then
just
we will
robots.
transcend and then we will transcend to just cubes and spheres. Listen, all I'm saying
Okay.
is we gotta burn it down. You gotta burn it all down.
Oh my god.
No
Man,
history.
Speaking of burning it down,
Yeah.
I have an album to talk about, and that's burning down the usual format. I usually am not the one with an album.
Yeah. Go for it. I'm done.
I've
I'm
been-
running out of material. So like, you go ahead.
Chris, shut up. I'm gonna do it.
No, you shut up. All right, go ahead.
Okay.
I've been listening to a band called Clowncore, which is a soundcore band. Really good. I really
I'm
like
looking
them.
up.
You want to play a quick like snippet? Can we do
No,
that?
I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna risk it.
No, of course not.
All right.
Why would I do that?
Guys, you should listen to them. They're real good. And they're also I don't know why, weirdly relaxing when I'm like doing my exercise. They're great. They're frenetic, energetic. They got a great sense of humor. They're amazing. Great. Yeah, try that sometime. Do you guys want to talk about TV shows and stuff?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, we'll go into Nick, is that how you want to start off your month? Just get into it.
I'll get into TV shows.
Okay, which ones you want to do first? There's Godzilla vs. Kong, Mortal Kombat, and then Captain Falcon and Captain Winter Soldier.
Yeah, let's talk about Mortal Kombat and then the show, the Falcon and Soldiers ending.
So you really got to turn your brain off for the Mortal Kombat one, is my thing. And
Hmm.
you know, those last 45 minutes are all right. The fights are good, I thought.
Yeah,
At least the last ones are. Some of the early ones are.
the one of Crocodile Man versus
Reptile.
the
Seems Reptile.
Reptile versus what's his face, Australian guy.
Kano. Yo, dude,
I
that
kinda
dude
thought-
carries the movie.
Yeah,
What's
that
up with that?
guy's really, really. It's weird how kind of bland a lot of the acting is in this.
yeah.
Maybe it's not, but
No, I'm with you on that.
I think that the lead does fine. I think he does a serviceable, good job.
Yeah, he's OC. Don't steal.
But yeah, the rest of it feels really lifeless. When you see dude in the red sash and saw hat,
Oh man, you're gonna anger yourself. Kung Lao and Liu Kang is the red sash one.
That's right.
Dude with the hat, with the frisbee hat, is Kung Lao.
Wow. Like I just feel like their most interesting parts are the fights. The rest of the scenes they feel kind of flat to me. I don't know.
Yeah. So how much do you know about Mortal Kombat?
So next to nothing. I was watching it. I was watching it with someone who knew a lot and was like peppering me with, "That's the god of like thunder, and he's like the good one. He's like the guy who's cool." And
he's
then
also the
this
protector
guy
of Earthrealm. Yeah.
of Earthrealm, and then like they show you that sweeping shot of the big throne on a cliff.
Yeah.
Where, bad guy is
Shang Tsung.
And Shang Tsung, and he's like,
he steals
oh yeah,
souls
he's like,
and can copy people's abilities. That's this thing.
Oh, he can copy people's. Okay.
Yeah.
And the guy and I'm like, so this is what was it? Otherworld or
Outworld.
Outworld. And so
I
was
don't think
like,
they went to the Nether Realm yet.
Is
dude, but you're in for Mortal Kombat shit, dude. It's stupid, and I know a lot. So let's let's go.
And then there was the part when they have the fight in the gym where I was like, thought that guy was Japanese and from the 16th century. How does he have one English catchphrase? And he's like, oh no, that's a thing that he says. So they had to make him say the thing.
Oh
in
yeah,
English.
no, that's Scorpion. That's Scorpion's cat. That is the most important phrase in all of Mortal Kombat and its marketing.
Okay.
So they were not gonna have that.
You're not gonna have him just say the thing, but in Japanese. Even we gotta just say it like it from. Well, like I mean, there's a part where Kung Lao says like flawless victory, I think, and like he says it the way the guy says it.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Yeah. I think Goro looked good. I like Goro. I can't believe Nintara. That's who they pulled, and Reiko. But it becomes very apparent as soon as you see Reiko and Nintara show up, they are meant to be fatalitied and like murdered. Which I did think all the fatalities were good. I enjoyed.
Oh, no, they were tight. They were really good. Yeah,
they were cool to look at. So they're going with their own thing, which is you might as well do that. Mortal Kombat has way too many storylines that are like, you might as well do your own while pulling some bits like Scorpion and Sub-Zero's whole thing. That happened in the original lore, but it is Scorpion's son, which in this one it's a daughter that survives. In the games, it's his son that like becomes the next Scorpion in order to revenge. It takes up that mantle in order to kill Sub-Zero and avenge his father, and then the brother becomes Sub-Zero again. And then it's like, no, I'm not him. And we're like, oh, okay. But then, listen, man. What I'm getting at.
I was also told there's like a time travel god who like.
Oh, dude, they reset the timeline
things
3 times, I think.
Right. Okay.
There's time travel. There's the god of wind, Fujin.
Oh god.
The time travel god looks like what's her name from Doctor Strange.
The master.
Yeah,
Okay.
looks like her.
I was also
Anyway,
informed.
oh, he's
I was
good.
also told that like the plot line in the movie about like the birthmark switching from victors of battle
Yeah,
is not something
that is
from the
new.
games.
That is brand new.
That's new.
Okay, so here's
Uh,
some of my thoughts, right, man? Uh, yeah, because it's all one gimmick they're supposed to get, which is weird because every Mortal Kombat character has like crazy things they can do.
yeah.
I thought so. There was a couple things. It's this movie is for like your cousin who played like Mortal Kombat when they grew up and then like stopped as they got older, and then he watched this movie and went, "Oh yeah, I remember Mortal Kombat."
Okay.
That type steal. That's where all the line. That's why they make say all the lines and all that.
Mhm.
But oh jeez, no, it's nothing. Having said that, oh, I just totally lost. Anyway, the main character, right? He gets his
Mhm.
power, and it's just the armor with the weird looking tonfas.
Yes.
Which all right, but I was really hoping because they start off with his kid going do an uppercut, and then I
Mhm.
went, oh, like in Mortal Kombat, how that's the best move in the game, and it's one frame startup. That's cool. And then when he gets his power and she goes do an uppercut, I went, oh my god, is his power gonna be to do the one frame uppercut that every single character has? Because that would be fucking cool if that if that's his power. He just does an instant uppercut every time. And then
Mhm.
they totally abandoned that. I went, oh okay, well, that was fun. Um, yeah, man. Overall, I thought it was a fun movie. I like the Scorpion and Sub-Zero fights.
Mhm.
The intro one and the last one I liked. And the fatalities were cool.
Mhm.
Yeah, just some of the fights are not that great though.
I'll say that I was probably most impressed. I think my favorite fight was actually the one where protagonist gets lightninged back to his family's house and fights the four-armed
Meguro?
monster. Goro.
Yeah.
I was pretty happy with that fight just because it was like dynamic. There was like lots
Yeah.
of good. I say that in comparison to like I'm thinking of the fight over the spiky pit. Like
Yeah.
it was not a very dynamic fight. The kill is
Yeah.
great, but
That
fight
would
was
kind of suck
nothing.
because like, and that's an actual stage from the game. That's a very
Yeah,
famous stage
yeah,
from the
yeah.
game. And you don't even get you don't even get the stage fatality, which it's known for, which is you uppercut them and then the guy lands on the spikes.
Right.
That's in
It's a head
every single
explode.
Mortal Kombat game,
Yeah.
and they didn't
Yeah.
do it, which is weird, because it seems so obvious, right? But yeah, man, I don't. I mean, I enjoyed it. That's a popcorn movie, is what that is.
Oh yeah. Yes.
The term popcorn movie is always thrown around, but that's a popcorn movie.
It's a movie that honestly at the end of watching it I
Yeah.
said to the person next to me, oh, they tried a lot harder than they needed to with this actually. I
Oh
feel
yeah,
like
there's effort. There's
yeah.
real calls and efforts to it, man.
I think the entire like setup of the birthmark medallion is actually like a weird plot thing that is
Yeah.
it's good, but
Mhm.
it's like if you wanted, you could have just done like Enter the Dragon. It's a fighting competition, and watch all these people fight.
Yeah,
But
it's so
decided to
I
make a
think
story.
they might not have done that because that's what the original Mortal Kombat movies were. They
That's
were
true.
actually like we're on a boat to a tournament.
Yeah.
And then they go to the tournament and everyone's like a crazy. So I would rank this movie like out of the 3 though, like better than Mortal Kombat Annihilation, but I like
That's a
the
very low
original Mortal
bar.
Kombat. I know. But but I like the original Mortal Kombat more.
Okay.
And it does it in less
Dig.
time. Does it an hour and 20 minutes, and it's a solid hour and 20 minutes.
Oh yeah, that movie moves along at a nice
Yeah.
clip pace.
Oh yeah.
There's yeah, I mean it's a fun movie. I really
Yeah.
did enjoy myself.
I did like some of the song cues for incorporating the song into the crazy like orchestration.
Yeah.
By the way, fun fact: Mortal Kombat, the original Mortal Kombat movie, first ever album, first ever EDM album to hit #1 on the Billboard
Ah,
in
really?
history. Yeah,
Huh.
it was the Mortal
Forgot about that
Kombat
one.
movie soundtrack.
Pretty
So
cool,
there you go.
actually. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I mean, okay, so if I had to recommend this to people, yeah, just turn your brain off. It is a popcorn ass popcorn movie.
Do you want to sit down with, sweet treat and some Popeyes chicken theoretically, and just demolish it for
Damn,
a
I could
little
go for
bit?
some Popeyes chicken.
Look what I did. I planted the seeds of destruction.
Damn.
While I'm at work, I'll eat our salads in order to stay, in order
Mm.
to keep the figure slim.
That sellable athlete's body. That's right.
That's really funny, Chris.
It's pretty great.
I'm sorry, that's mean. I didn't
Yeah.
mean to do that.
I don't know. I don't have too much to say because it is what it is.
I
What you
mean,
see is what you're getting, man.
what did you guys think about the effects?
I thought
What
they
do
were
you think
good.
about?
They were serviceable.
I mean,
Reptiles was kind of fun.
um,
And just the flare stuff. Now that worked.
Yeah. I think I
Goro
was
looked
pretty
good.
happy with the way it looked.
Yeah.
I'm
I'm not too big on some of the costumes though.
like too different or
No. I mean like like I wasn't too convinced on Melina's until her mouth actually turned into the crazy demon mouth she has.
I felt that way. I felt that way as well. She should have
Yeah.
scary demon face the whole time. Yeah.
Which she does in the game. I like so but I'm totally with that because that made the costume. Nintara's was just that's cannon fodder. That was just again that character was brought in to die.
Oh yeah.
Raiko was kind of generic. Although I was just like blown away that like wow they brought in Raiko. That's what a nobody to bring in.
Is Raiko the robot man that moves real
No,
fast?
Raiko's the big hammer
that's
dude.
Cabal.
Okay.
I liked Cabal. I liked him. I liked his look.
I like that character as well.
Like
I think he
right below
translated
Kano.
better.
Yeah, right below Kano, I'll put him there.
Yeah, Kano's worked out pretty well.
Yeah, I think I stand by the critique of it does feel a little flat, but hey, it's really a movie to look at. It's a movie to appreciate performers who really know how to use their bodies. It's like a dance movie in that way.
Yeah, in that sense. That's what most martial arts movies are.
I agree.
Yeah. In fact, when you do get like a really amazing story thing, you're gonna go, "Oh, okay. Well, look at that."
Yeah, that's a nice bonus.
Yeah, that's a real nice thing to have in the. Yeah, man. So you got to know what this movie is. In that sense.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah. Anything else y'all have to say about the movie? I don't think I got. I'm not too convinced on Raiden. How about that? That's one.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. They've got room to play with it. I think they've got time to tweak it because they clearly want to make it into a serial.
Yeah. Oh, this I'm confident at least they're gonna try to get a sequel going.
I wouldn't be surprised if they've already got two, because everything's got to be a trilogy.
Yeah, I'm just always worried nowadays about like production stuff because there's everything going on.
No, that's true. That's true.
But yeah, how about you, Nick? Any other thoughts? I want to make sure you get all your piece in too.
No, I mean you guys kind of brought up everything. Like you said, like there's not really much else to say about it other than that.
It is what it is.
Yeah, it's what it is. I mean, I do know the story about like literally the main character is a studio like mandated like he's literally the Poochie.
Oh, is
from
he?
the studio forced into. Yeah, that's why literally Johnny Cage could have filled the role. So that's why I felt
That's
unnecessary.
that's
Like that
completely
Johnny
true.
Cage is the big twist. Like
Yeah, that's
Johnny Cage was like,
100%
yeah,
true.
no shit. Like
Yeah. Oh, and I guess
Uh,
apologies for not putting a spoiler warning, but honestly, like
what's to
Mortal
spoil,
no,
man?
it's the Mortal
Yeah,
Kombat movie. Like again, you're gonna watch for the fights, man. Like
yeah. You don't know who's gonna. Well, you know some of the people who's gonna win, maybe.
yeah,
But yeah. Uh,
because all I
it
can
is
say
a
about the last
fun.
fight is I thought it looked visually really cool and like
Yeah.
that was really neat. Oh, I will. Okay, here's sort of a spoiler thing. One of the things I think the movie suffers is like Sub Zero. I thought was really cool, but he suffers from the Akuma syndrome, which is super cool villain that just doesn't kill anyone or
Yeah.
like is just bad at actually pulling the trigger.
Yes.
Because there's moments you could go, oh, you could just fatality the guy right now if you wanted, but you don't. But so whatever, I guess. But
Why didn't you freeze Army Man's head instead of his arms?
yeah,
That's
no, don't worry about that.
well, they needed to get his robot arms. That's why.
that's
That's
why.
he needs to look like the character. But and like this is Mortal Kombat, so death doesn't mean anything. They are
Right.
in like the Nether Realm, I believe,
Hmm.
or the Underworld.
Because like they established that the at least evil god is going to just resurrect all the characters that
Yeah.
died in this movie.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what's gonna happen. Happens. That's the universe. Anyway, the fucking Kami Dogu's in the thing. That was wild. Just shows up, and then me and Nick both yelled, "Is that the Kami Dogu?"
Yeah, well, yeah, because Reptile's there. That means the
Yeah,
Dragon King's got to be there somewhere.
somewhere. Onaga.
Oh no,
Anyway,
goddamn.
it's fun. Turn your brain off. It's a popcorn movie. You'll have a good time. Hopefully.
What about? Would you guys like to begin with a Falcon and the Winter Soldier?
Sure. Oh, what? Are you just like thinking I'm gonna go off on the Godzilla vs Kong thing and be like, yeah?
Oh no, I mean, I was excited about that. We can talk about it. You're right. We can talk about a second movie first. That's fine. That's fine.
Yeah, right. Because obviously Chris has an agenda of like where he wants, like
No,
how to
I was
set it
just
up.
fucking
So
with Ian because I think Ian texted me
I don't
when
know.
he finished the movie like, hey, can you tell
Yeah.
me what happened in in the movie?
Yes,
Or what was it? You're gonna good. You watched it too. That way you can explain on the podcast what happened.
exactly.
So no. Let's go to Captain Falcon and Captain Winter Soldier. Because that's still fresh in my brain.
Sure.
All right. So
Uh,
spoilers for Captain Falcon and the Captain Winter Soldier.
Capture Winter Soldier.
Starting well, yeah, now.
3, 2, 1, go.
Okay. Yo, I think they dropped the ball at the end with the villains.
Pray tell. Go ahead. I'm all
Okay.
ears.
So, you know that problem so I was again, this is coming from like Castle Zero cast where Pat explained like, you know that they were where his theory was I think they were worried that people were going to agree with the villains too much,
Yeah.
which is the one world God, I forget like
Is
their actual
popular. One world, one people.
one world, one people, and then they make them shoot a baby, which in this case is actually like just going, oh, we're gonna murder them. We're gonna murder all the hostages
Yeah.
because it doesn't matter any like to me anymore. Even though the way smarter thing would be to actually hold them as hostages because that's way more leverage to make change. But um, which sucks because I think that show kept getting better as it went on, and I think the villains were incredibly interesting, and people were actually like having characters actually really think about their
Yeah.
place in this system and what their actions have like brought upon people,
Hmm.
and and sort of making the actual villain the system that gives birth to these problems and perpetuates them. Way more fucking
Yeah,
interesting.
I definitely agree with you in that thematically, and I think that's basically kind of summarized by Sam's speech at the end of
Yeah,
the show.
yeah.
Where it's, let's
Very
be honest, a
cathartic,
little,
that speech.
yeah. It is a little explainery, but I
It
think it's a
very much
beautiful
is.
speech nonetheless.
Here's my
It's,
thing for why it's a little explainery, though. This is a
hmm.
Marvel show, and that's gonna go over like, oh man, they are not used to doing that.
No, they're not.
This is not the audience that's gonna be, yeah.
I mean, it's good that they did it. I'm glad that they
Yeah.
said what they said. I think that's great.
Wait, hang on. That's gonna make me sound like everyone who watches a Marvel movie is a
It's a
fucking moron.
racist. They're all racist.
They're all racist and morons. No, no.
Well, I mean,
What I'm
everyone's
getting at
racist in their
is,
own
I
beautiful,
think,
unique way.
yeah, and I was talking about this with Nick. This is like the most complex, along with WandaVision's beginning, that
Yeah.
of a subject that Marvel has kind of dealt with.
Yeah, it is.
So I think there's a little bit of fumbling going on with that. And I don't know if
I
that
think
could honestly be a studio thing too. Like,
it could be a studio thing. I'm going to give, just because they have such a good history, I'm going to give
yeah.
them a little bit of assumption that the fact that they had to cut a whole plot line from the show
Oh,
may
so they
have
did. They did do that?
yeah, they did in fact do that.
It
Yeah.
feels like it.
There was a plot line that involved a new mega virus that was affecting
Yeah,
the
okay.
Earth.
So that's confirmed. That was
Um,
like a total just idea or theory a couple of people I knew had.
well, yeah, so that's been confirmed, and there was also, again, there was going to be the implication that, oh no, it's not like some kind of crime syndicate. It's just a
Yeah.
handful of corporations trying to make a lot of money off of vaccine by creating a false scarcity.
Oh shit. Yeah.
So I think that may have been close to the bone for people.
Because that first heist, if people don't remember, that's them stealing vaccines for just unknown disease happening to refugees,
Hmm.
and they never
And
bring it up again.
I think a big part of why I think it is a weakness of the show, and it's a
Yeah.
shame. We don't ever really see the refugees.
No,
They talk about the refugees
they get
a
one
lot.
episode.
Yeah. And I think a big part of that is probably because the refugee crisis and the virus were probably one plot line.
Yeah.
And they were like, which, if that was a plot line that even got filmed, I would be flabbergasted, honestly. Like, that would
Yeah.
shock me that there was a Disney Plus show about refugee crisis. And
Yeah.
I
That would have blown
imagine
my mind. Like,
that would have, rocketed me away.
yeah.
Uh,
That would have taken this show to a whole nother step.
mhm.
Although I do give it props for tackling, like, again, more interesting issues than I originally thought it was going to be about. Like, I think I mentioned it when the first episode came out. I was very worried it was gonna fall into the things that all the Marvel movies have done, which is like military and police propaganda style.
Yeah.
Where at the end of the day, they're good. They're a force of good, no matter what, except for maybe the bad subsections according to the movies.
There's just a few bad apples. Like,
By the way, people take that quote way out of context. You need to go read the full fucking quote for a few bad apples if you
yeah.
like to actually get it. But so the plot line's gone. That makes a lot more sense for a lot of things. Although and probably their way to fix that was to have more of like the home problem with the sister and fixing
Yeah.
up the boat, all that, which is real nice. Isaiah is like the most interesting. Like,
I would love a story about him. I want to watch
yeah,
a movie about that
like a
gentleman.
flashback movie or
Yeah.
something
Yeah.
of just him. He's because that's your whole thing right there.
Yeah.
That's your whole person has been screwed over by the system that he was trying to help.
I mean, like, the kind of, I mean, it would be
He
very
is
similar
right.
to.
He is 100% right.
Oh, he's super right. Yeah.
Yeah. He's 100% justified. There's no question.
Let me ask you,
Yeah.
guys. Let me let me ask Nick. What do you think about the Winter Soldier as we see him in the show? Do you think like his development felt realistic? Was it
Interesting.
working for you? What did you think about that?
I mean, yeah, his whole like Bucky's whole process is about like him feeling that like at least like from the beginning it was just that process of feeling like you need to carry the weight yourself, like whatever you've done, and feel like there's no way out except just living with it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then like of course he has that moment with Falcon, and Falcon
Yeah.
tells him that if you want to get out of hell, you got to work for it.
Yeah, the difference between avenging and amending.
Yeah.
Yeah, building instead of
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, and at what point are you making yourself feel better rather than actually helping the people who have been hurt?
yeah. I mean that I really like because it's honestly pretty rare to see that.
Yeah.
Where it's
Even
more
though,
of
again,
just
it falls
feeling
into
bad.
the Marvel problem of they have to explain it all to you, you know?
Yeah, true.
But, yeah, I don't know how you would handle that. Well, to make it more subtle. Because at some point, you do want the characters just to go. You just got to tell them straight. Like, no more beating around the bush and all that.
And then, but I
Or
do think. Go ahead, sir.
I was gonna say like if you want if we talk about like redemption, right? Like redemption arc for a character, it would just have to be because to me like one of the ideal examples is probably Zuko. Zuko's probably has one of the
It's
near
like one of the
perfect
best ones I can
redemption
think of
arcs
yet, too.
because of how messy it is
Oh,
and
yeah.
how much
He
he f's up.
fumbles so hard.
And you
Yeah,
can see there's like a hunger to do better, and he knows that it's something he could do. Yeah.
yeah. Well, at least it didn't show like you know Nakamura, apologizing to Bucky saying "I forgive you." It just cuts to him walking
Yeah.
away because
Oh,
it's not
yeah.
about that. It's about him trying,
Yeah.
and that I liked. So
And
Yeah.
I thought that scene was beautiful. It was really great. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Just
And that
like the lesson going from, and even if you try, sometimes you just won't get the forgiveness.
yeah, and
And
you've got to
again, it's
accept it.
not about you getting forgiveness. It's about them coming to terms with everything and hopefully getting like a little bit better.
Yeah.
Not about you. Sorry, when I mean them, the person like not
Has been
it's
wronged.
Nakamura who is the person who's been robbed.
Yeah.
So
Gosh, what else can we say about the show? I didn't realize that French guy had been in a Captain America movie before.
which
oh well,
in the last episode.
The guy who's in the first and last episode, yeah, the big French guy.
Yeah, I didn't know that. Yeah, what fucking movie is he?
He was a terrorist in Captain America 2, and he's
Okay.
apparently a character called Pierre the Leaper.
Oh, speaking of
Who's
bringing back characters, Crossbones is great. Right?
Crossbones?
That's his name? Isn't it Crossbones from from the
Who are you
yo man,
talking? I don't.
from Civil War?
Who you?
yo man, I don't know.
Crossbones?
Is his name not I thought that's the comic book character. Hang on. I'm sorry, Ian. You keep going on your thing.
Oh
So
shit.
when
Okay, well,
Crossbones and Spider-Man team up, fucking I don't know, unburied treasure. What do you
Is not that character's name? I thought that's the comic book character's name. It's Baron Zemo.
oh, I didn't know if he had a secret name.
So I
If he
thought
did,
his
I'm
name
not aware.
in the comics is Crossbones, but maybe I'm wrong on
Oh,
that.
I
Probably
think
wrong.
he's just Baron Zemo, maybe.
It's just Baron Zemo. Gotcha.
I do know that it seems like they're setting up to
Where
do
the fuck did I get
Thunderbolts.
Crossbones?
I don't know.
Are you asking me or I don't know?
I'm talking to myself now. I'm going crazy.
You're talking
man.
yourself to a fucking mic?
Yeah, it's in the podcast. It's good.
Do any
It's
of you at home
content.
know?
It's
Tell us.
entertainment.
I'm in below.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, so they're bringing more attention to the raft. Where
Yeah.
Zemo has been locked away. I'm pretty sure that must be some kind of set. And then they mentioned the raft again when they had captured Flag Smashers.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if they're leading up to a Thunderbolts team up story. Like
Maybe.
Zemo was the leader of the Thunderbolts for a team for a few years, and then they could bring back the Hulk. Maybe, I don't know, because Thunderbolt Ross, the Incredible Hulk, all them
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
hang out in a little group.
That'd be cool.
Pretty neat.
Yeah. What if? What?
Hey, wouldn't it be neat if there was a movie that had a bunch of hypotheticals in it about
Yeah.
the Marvel Cinematic Universe?
Oh man. Oh man, they could just kept throwing stuff at in the last episode, like the Power Broker, being like,
Yeah.
"Oh, let's join the team, let's betray," and then it's to set her up as like a villain in the future.
Yeah. What did you think about her being revealed as the Power Broker? Were you surprised? What did you guys
I
think?
forgot who she was until like that episode happened, and I had to
Right.
look up what fucking movie that was from. I mean, so I thought it was fine within that within that context of I just didn't remember who that was.
Okay.
So that's cool.
Sure. Do you
I remember
remember?
I wasn't really excited for this show because I was like, dude, I don't care like about a lot of these characters, and then they made me
Sure.
care, so that's good.
Well, and then we're fine. It seems like
I was
U.S.
the
agent is what?
What,
I
Chris?
just said I was the fool. My bad.
Damn it. Okay.
Ian, go.
The U.S. agent Julia Louis-Dreyfus. How about that, you guys? Julia Louis-Dreyfus is Nick Fury's ex-girlfriend.
Oh, is that what that is?
Yeah, she's like a double agent. Sometimes like really important, and then sometimes she gets hooked up through Hydra.
Oh, okay. That's why I
Didn't
figured.
go either way.
I figured it was a Hydra thing coming back.
Maybe Thunderbolts. She also works with General Ross. General Ross, I think. Guy from the Incredible Hulk.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was fun. It was fine, and it was probably a really good excuse for them to. I didn't expect is both this show and WandaVision are really more so there to set up stuff. Anything I really realized.
Wait, to set up what? Sorry.
Well, just kind of future events for the universe, I guess. You know, like
yeah, and I do remember them saying this is going to be like a transitional phase.
Yeah.
Marvel, where a lot of things are going to be set up. I think this show was also supposed to come out before WandaVision. How about that?
Oh my god!
Like originally.
Yeah, their schedules all got. Oh, have you guys seen the trailer for the new Shang-Chi movie?
The new which movie?
Shang-Chi, like martial arts movie about the 10 Rings.
Yeah, I haven't seen the trailer. No.
Oh, well, it's real good, you guys. Let me report it here first.
That's one of the movies that want to be good, including the Doctor Strange one.
Okay.
I mean, a Black Widow, I really don't. I don't know. That's another one. I'm like, I don't care about. I'm like,
I feel like the time that we were asking for it passed a while ago.
oh,
you know
a long
what I mean?
time, long time. But we'll see. Again, I wasn't looking forward to the show. I still enjoyed it. I think I like WandaVision more.
I agree.
Even though I still think WandaVision ends weaker than it starts.
I think that's true. Both shows.
Actually, I don't know because I think that first episode's not great.
Of Falcon?
Yeah, for Falcon. Although the second and third are really good, so maybe if that's still part. That's the first half. Yeah, it starts off better, I guess. But then it gets then it gets weaker towards the end. Yo, dude, why he looked like a bomb pop though?
What? What do you mean?
Why
Oh,
does-
can you actually see what my face looks like right now?
No, I don't have a video of you.
Okay.
Wait, why?
Nothing. That's
Are
why.
you eating a bomb pop?
No,
No.
are you? I'm talking about fucking Falcon, dude, in his last costume.
Oh. Yeah, he does
Are
look
you
like a
actually
bomb
eating
pop.
a bomb pop that the ice cream man come by and you're like, do you have
Okay,
something
yeah.
in your room that looks like a bomb pop?
Oh, Christ.
This is way more interesting than the show. What's going on in there?
Yeah,
Ian?
forget that. Spoilers over. What's with
Yeah.
that bomb pop, Ian?
I don't have a bomb pop. What are you talking? I don't have a what?
You got that Sonic with the gum eyes?
Like, come on,
Uh,
dude. Go ahead.
Oh, you go, please.
I was gonna say the Steve Austin ice cream sandwich with just him printed on it.
Oh my
And
God,
it's on
that
a
sounds
stick.
amazing. We're all losing money right now. That's what's happening.
Those are real ice creams, dude. They used to sell them on ice cream trucks.
Really?
Yeah, you buy the Steve Austin one or the Rock.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
The Rock have his like little eyebrow arched? Was it like
Yeah.
one of those?
Again,
Oh
it's
my
just
God.
It
him
came with the
printed on
turtleneck.
like a thing. Yeah.
Oh, I see. Oh, I
The
see.
blueberry turtleneck.
Okay.
I always ate Sonic the Hedgehog one because it was shaped like Sonic for real. It was like I
Whatever,
was
man, the
eating my
Pikachu
best
one
friend.
There it is.
And yet again, Sonic resonating with kids who grew up in a religious setting.
This is
You know
my
that's
son
totally
for
a thing, right?
Yeah, you can tell. They're all you know. I was gonna say something to the effect of like really interesting sexually. They're into some real specific stuff. Real specific stuff.
Anyway, my point I was trying to get with is I don't like the Falcon's the last costume. I don't think it
Yeah,
looks
he
that
does.
great.
He does look a lot like.
I hate the neck thing.
What about that thing around his forehead where his scalp is for some reason exposed?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying because it goes all the way down to his neck. So like,
Yeah.
the abdomen piece is different colors than the chest, and like, I don't know. I liked his previous costume more.
Yeah. It was
Alright.
less loud. He looks like a firework.
Yeah. I will say, all right, last thoughts on the show. I will say I think everyone's acting was great. Like I don't think just to get that out there, I don't think there was any bad like performances.
No.
If anything, there's some
Wonderful
really
performances.
fucking good ones. How about that? Like
Oh yeah.
Baron Zemo's
Oh,
great.
yeah.
Anthony Mackie and oh my god, Winter Soldier.
Sebastian Stan.
Sebastian Stan. I knew his last name was Stan. I can't remember the first name.
Sebastian.
They're all good. They're all great. Yeah, honestly, the performances were all good.
Guy
Again,
who plays
Isaiah's like
Isaiah.
every time Isaiah's on screen, he steals the.
He's a powerhouse. Beautiful
Yeah.
performance.
Like his emotions in that last scene
Oh yeah.
are perfect for that character as well.
Yeah.
The shaking is what gets me. Like
You can see the kind of heft in his eyes, on his brows coming down. Yeah, he's amazing. He's amazing.
Great. But yeah, I got nothing else. You guys got anything?
Nope.
Nick?
No, I'm good.
All right.
No, God.
Well, I was gonna ask like, do you have any comic stuff to go with it that maybe you could put insight on? But like,
I mean, the only ones I could think of was I thought it was cool when I thought it was cool was when the blood shield. That was a really good scene.
Oh yeah, there's some
that
really
was
good
beautiful.
frames.
Yeah.
At the end, they're going for Frank Miller's agent. So.
Oh man, they were too quick to forgive him too. I remember we were watching that, and then
Did they forgive
I
him?
said to Nick and my sister, I went, "Why are they forgiving the psychopath so fucking easily?"
Well, he didn't kill their guys.
No.
He wasn't an American.
He tried to save the truck. I do enjoy that he and his acting is great. It's not at all like a slight to that. In fact, I think he's perfect for that role. Um, I will say, what was it? I like the whole thing. It's just he's just failing in this new world
Yeah.
that he's introduced to. Every single chance he has is a failure.
Yeah.
He did not succeed in the entirety we saw him. We hear about his successes, but
really, he just gets
beforehand.
showed up at everything.
Yeah. Oh yeah, which is great because you're supposed to hate that character and not like him. Like,
Yeah, he's really hard to like from the
Yeah.
beginning.
oh yeah, yeah. But yeah, good show. Good show. I think I'm on WandaVision more though.
Well, you guys want to talk about anything else from this
I
month?
want to talk about Godzilla vs King Kong.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. Talk about it.
I have my Godzilla and King Kong shirts that I ordered. I almost bought the bed sheets. I was trying to, but like I wouldn't put them on. I wouldn't actually, because then I would just always sleep on the Godzilla side. Why would you? Anyway,
Wow,
Ian, you
okay.
saw this. I want to hear your thoughts
About this
on this.
movie?
Yes.
I didn't really like the way the fight ended. I thought it was weird. Thought that was super weird.
What do you mean?
That's the kind of my first thought. Why would Godzilla spare him? Godzilla has no mercy.
Oh, that's your.
It just doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense. The movie doesn't work. It's a failure.
So I like to think of it as a true alpha move, man. Hear me out. Just yelling and showing dominance over King Kong. I actually like that moment because it's King Kong's pride that's keeping him from like fully submitting.
Yeah, that's true.
And you just get that scene of him seeing what his ancestors built and like taking pride and sitting on that throne.
Yeah.
That he kind of gets to see his heritage like that. This big dumb monkey. Although he's not dumb actually, he's like he's got more intelligence than some of the characters on in that universe.
We'll get back to that. We'll get back to that.
We will, yeah. We sure fucking will. I like to think of it because you're right. Godzilla could like this movie. Godzilla, like to anyone who even thought Kong would beat Godzilla. What are you fucking what the fuck you on? Like Godzilla's an atomic nuclear lizard. And like in the last movie he has that power which he just is a nuclear bomb that melts stuff that he passes by.
Yeah.
If he so chooses.
Mhm.
So one like what even? And Kong even needs that axe, which although I will say I think the axe is cool. The one with the Godzilla scale on it to try to fight. That's cool. But like, I like to think of it as Godzilla going like, "You're not the problem, and I gotta go get rid of what the real problem was, which is Mecha Godzilla."
Yes.
And
Which
like,
wait, one last thing about Mechagodzilla.
yeah.
I think it's really funny that like the way that people just start calling it that immediately. Like there's just like
we're not
see it.
Yeah.
You
That's
just
what
know
it
what.
is.
I think it's very funny that they didn't have like a giant kind of robot Kong or a
Type
big
1. Yeah.
Exactly. It's like, oh, that's Mechagodzilla. Okay, cool.
Yeah. And like, so in the original Mechagodzilla movies, it's built by in the show era. It's built by aliens in order to take out Godzilla. No, the Tokyo SOS, the second one, is built by humans in order to try to come back. It was a metaphor for humans trying to take back their place over nature.
Hmm.
Which, believe it or not, folks, the Godzilla movies have a lot more on the nature versus man thing than you would believe.
They sure do.
But and this one was supposed to be hubris, like man as like over the apex predator, and you get that whole just speech before he gets offed by Mechagodzilla.
Yeah.
From the dude, I don't even remember what his name was, but I will say
Well,
this
that's
about. Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say that's kind of the big problem for the humans. They're all so fucking forgettable. I
Absolutely.
was
Except like Paperboy from Atlanta, but that's because I kept going, oh, it's Paperboy. He's a really good actor. I hope he got paid a lot for this movie.
Oh golly. Hope he's doing
a really
okay.
good actor. Yeah.
Um
And I mean that legitimately. I'm not even like joking. I
Oh
think
no,
he's.
not sarcastic. I
If you haven't
genuinely
seen Atlanta, that dude is like a phenomenal actor.
is an amazing actor. Is an
Yeah.
amazing actor. I just think that a lot of these characters there's not a lot there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't know,
That's
and I don't know how I haven't seen that many of the classic Godzilla. I've seen some of
yeah.
them. I don't know how important the human storylines were consistently through.
There are a lot
them.
more than you would think.
Okay.
At the very least, you would see a lot more humans than you would actually believe.
Okay.
In fact, a lot of the Showa era, um, which is the first era of Godzilla movies, the 50s and 60s,
Yeah.
more human story than actual Godzilla screen time.
Okay. Okay.
So that's not. So when people are like, "Oh, Godzilla's not in the first legendary movie that much," and it's like, wait, that's pretty much all Godzilla movies, and I guess you just didn't watch them beforehand, so which is
Right.
fine. I mean, like new generations introduced and all that.
My first Godzilla was with Matthew Broderick.
It's a hell of a start. Yo, you ever watch Final Wars?
No, never seen that one.
Oh, yeah. Okay, well that Godzilla's in there, the Matthew Broderick one.
Oh, really?
Yeah, her name is Zilla because it's a female.
It's not Godzilla.
No,
It's a
because it
different.
was such a bad movie. Toho in Japan nicknamed it Zilla,
Hmm.
so it would not be confused in Godzilla.
That's really fantastic.
So in Final Wars, which was after Zilla, Zilla shows up. By the way, Godzilla Final Wars is like the ultimate. It's the end of the Heishin era, which was the era before this one, for Godzilla movies. That's the movie. That's fan service. The movie for that generation. Every Godzilla creature, almost every Godzilla creature, is in it. So Zilla shows up too. Oh, go ahead.
Okay, it's just like chock-a-block full of references. Is that?
Oh yeah, dude. The humans, dude. It's in the top 3 for my favorite Godzilla movies. The humans are all these Matrix fighting style, like half aliens, half humans.
Okay.
That can fight in midair and Anyway, Zilla shows up for I think the total screen time is like 3 seconds, and is immediately tail whipped into the Sydney Opera House.
Oh my god!
And blasted by that Godzilla's rays.
And so Toho officially said, "Fuck your American movie,"
Yeah,
and we killed it. Okay.
yeah, it's what ruined the the relationship between this one and that was the image I was looking for this fucking show. Thank you, Nick. That's what ruined the relationship between like the Americans doing Godzilla stories.
I mean, they really fucked it up. They really
really bad.
fucked it up. It was bad.
They really did. And like, okay, so Mechagodzilla. At first, when I saw him on screen, I was like, oh, I don't like that design. But then once I saw him like fighting in the final fight scene, I was like, okay, in motion it works. I can get behind this.
Yeah, I think it looked fine. It looked fine to me. I mean,
Yeah.
it wasn't. It was different. It was a very different design than Memories of Boyhood. But
oh yeah,
I don't know.
And I mean, I'm just thinking of that shot where Mechagodzilla uses that back booster in order to sidestep Godzilla, and
Yeah.
and get behind him and almost do like a suplex.
Yeah.
And I went, oh, that's so cool. Yeah.
I also deeply enjoyed the portal exploration scene.
Oh yeah, into the Hollow Earth.
Where it's just like you're hurtling through space, very like.
Yeah, but that monkey knows where to go.
Oh no, the monkey knows.
Yes. Dude, that big monkey punches that big lizard good.
Sure does, you guys.
It's
You know.
on that fucking boat, jumps off, and then Kong's like, "Yo, why are we on a boat when Godzilla can swim?"
It doesn't make sense,
It
guys.
does
I
make
don't
that,
think you
and then
thought.
they helicopter him, which they could have done. Which, by the way, that's a reference to the original Godzilla versus Kong
Did they bring Kong in on helicopters?
on balloons.
I don't remember that. Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
Ian, you need to watch that. Do you know instead of Mechagodzilla, who's in that? Who becomes a villain? They both fight.
I'm gonna guess Ghidra.
No, Mecha King Kong.
Oh, what? Okay, that's pretty cool. That's pretty
It
fun.
also, I think, it may be the first movie that Godzilla was ever in color.
Oh, that's pretty because that was 63 or something, right? It was
Yeah,
like
it was really early.
cool.
Anyway, that movie's rad, so everyone should go watch the original. But
I think it's more. I had more fun with it than um uh than the video game movie
Mortal
that we
Kombat.
just talked about, Mortal Kombat. Not to say that I didn't like I said, I found that one fun, but I thought this one was just a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, a little bit more fun.
I will say for Godzilla vs Kong, I think the intro, like the first half of the movie, drags whenever the humans are on screen.
It's the worst part of the movie.
Yeah,
Totally the
it's
worst
by
part of this
far.
movie.
All the fights were good. I liked King Kong swinging in Hong Kong in the
Yeah, that was
neon
fun.
night. That was rad.
That was fucking
Just
cool.
being scared. I love that. Yeah, I don't know how I rank him in the MonsterVerse thing. Because
I don't like. Go ahead.
I was gonna say the first one, the first legendary one, has some amazing shots. Like everyone talks about the halo jump, but I'm thinking about like the power going out in Hawaii, and you're following the power going out from like top to bottom, and then it lands on Godzilla's tail as he's revving up to do the first laser.
Oh yeah.
And then it goes, and it's a single shot going down, and then following the lights of Godzilla's back, and that's like fucking rad. Although King Ghidorah was fun, had some pretty fun fights in there.
I think my favorite of all the classics was probably Frankenstein versus the World. I think that's what that one was called. Remember that one?
No, I know that one. That's not Toho, man. That's American though.
Is it American?
Yeah, Frankenstein versus the World. I believe so.
No, because it's like it's a small Japanese boy that gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger.
Are you thinking of fucking Jet Jaguar?
No, I'm not thinking about Jet. No.
I'm gonna just type in Frankenstein versus the World. I'm pretty sure that's not the name, but
maybe I'm thinking. Maybe I have the wrong title.
You mean Frankenstein Conquers the World?
Yes.
All right, hang on. Oh, it might be Japanese. You're probably right. Yeah, it's Japanese. Ishiro Honda, huh? Directed it.
It's
Oh, he co-created Godzilla. Look at that. Look at I'm wrong. I'm completely wrong. It's totally Toho.
Yeah, there it is.
I'm totally 100% wrong.
That's also, I understand it about this film. It's one of the first Japanese films that kind of addressed a direct relationship between the Japanese Empire and the Axis powers. Like that's the first third of the movie.
That's wild.
It's because Dr. Frankenstein is an SS doctor. Then sends.
I haven't watched this one.
Who sends his experiments on reanimating dead soldiers to
it's Baragon.
Nagasaki.
That's why I haven't seen it. It's versus Baragon. Baragon's not.
Uh,
But that's rad.
Yeah.
Having said this, though, for what, especially its new, I liked Godzilla vs Kong.
Hmm.
I'd probably watch again. Again, I'm totally biased, as everyone knows, towards kaiju movies.
Hmm.
And I'm a big Godzilla mark. But like, come on, Godzilla was gonna beat that giant monkey to the ground, no matter what.
Agreed. Agreed.
I think Shin Godzilla is still the best out of all the new ones, and that's technically that's not MonsterVerse, but
I
it's
agree.
yeah.
I agree. I think that he has had so many years of working within a similar genre that he was kind of a perfect pick to do
Yeah,
the film, I
and he'll
think.
never work with them again
Nope.
because Toho is notoriously hard to work with.
God,
And he hated
that
it.
little weird like little tadpole monster that
Yeah.
went like scuttling up the beach. That was
Nuclear
amazing.
blood.
Oh my god. Amazing.
Anyway,
Amazing.
Godzilla vs Kong was fun. I liked it.
And
Nick,
that's going to be a rent
good.
from us. Go ahead.
Yeah, that rent from. Buy for Chris, rent from everyone else. Wait, Nick, you haven't said much about it. Anything to add
Or what?
for Godzilla vs
Okay.
Kong?
Like what scenes
What?
stood out to you? Kind of performances that stood out to you? Anything like that?
I mean, really, with this movie, it was just like it followed the same pattern as most legendary films, right? With Godzilla, with Legendary's Godzilla, the first one, right? It was literally, um, like the fights were good, fights were great, and then the story was okay, and then like
Mhm.
literally the gap in quality got bigger and bigger to me.
The
I mean,
story is
some of the best fights.
This one, the
Yeah, I mean
story
the
is
fight.
literally
Okay,
just to move the monsters from place to place.
pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just wish they
Uh,
didn't. Okay,
Oh no, go ahead.
I wish they didn't.
I just wish they didn't rely on like they feel like they have to have a human story every time to justify giant lizards or giant
Yeah.
monsters just throwing each other in the city.
I have heard a good argument for it in the sense that you need humans for scale in order for the monsters
Yeah,
that way. Although I would argue I don't think these movies have added that quite much. Maybe
No.
maybe the first legendary Godzilla did because you're following the humans trying to escape.
probably Shin Godzilla in that case.
Shin Godzilla has it the most,
Yeah,
but it's
because like
about
it
them
physic.
versus Godzilla,
Yeah.
you know? Um But yeah, I think it fails on the scale thing more and more as these movies go on.
Hmm.
Um, so I would wonder if there's a different way to go about this. I will see. Hey, you want to know the? I'll end our little talk on this movie like this. Do you guys know who the director was for this movie?
M Night
No, I don't.
Shyamalan. Oh,
M. Night Shyamalan. No, the same guy who directed the American Death Note movie.
What?
Yes, the Netflix Death Note movie.
That's a bummer, dude. That's
explain the
fucking.
line. Yeah, explain the line. I'm bummed out.
Yeah.
I thought it was Jordan Von Roberts who directed it again, but no. Nope.
You got a guy who took some good material and really just pissed on it. Just.
Yeah. Adam Wingard is his name.
Well, Adam, you got a good one under your belt. Right there. So,
Oak Ridge, Tennessee.
he's from Tennessee. Of course, he can't make movies. Only Californians can make movies.
Only
Preposterous.
LA people.
They're the only ones who have the vision.
Yeah. Oh, he directed the last Blair Witch movie too. Look at that.
That one was okay, I guess. It was okay.
VHS 2. He did a segment. ABCs of Death. He did a segment.
So he started out
1.
deep in horror.
Yeah.
Okay. Remember the VHS segment where a guy creates a doorway to another dimension that's like a parallel, like a mirror world?
I never watched it.
Oh. Anyway, it's that one particular segment is pretty good. I don't recommend the rest of the movie.
That's what everyone told me. Like, there's one good one. Everyone's, and that's why I
That
didn't watch
was
it.
yeah. It's really not worth sitting through the whole thing for that. I'll be honest. It's like 15 minutes. Just watch
Yeah.
it. Find it on YouTube or something. Go.
Okay. Gotcha.
uh,
All right. Well,
all right.
Nick, you want to go back to your month? Anything else you
Yeah, what's
watched?
been up with you?
Yeah.
I mean, besides Fate,
And
since
Nick,
we're
where are you
going on
going? I'll be right back.
movies,
I'm going to use you in the bathroom, so you guys keep going.
Okay.
perfect.
Cool.
Shit. All right, let me log off real quick.
No, you and Ian talk.
Okay.
God,
Okay.
Okay, damn.
come on. What are we doing here?
Okay.
I'm very interested to have a private conversation with you. Let's step over
It's not
here.
going to be private. I'll tell you that.
Yes, please. Let's go. Let's go over there.
Let's-
Let's go.
Wow. Can you believe that?
All right, there we go. You know, fucking, I can't.
Nick, just take the lead and talk about your
God, fucking.
Have you
I'm
been
trying.
listening to
Then you're
anything?
like, yeah, let me use the restroom real quick.
No, go ahead. I'll just jump back in.
All right. God.
What is this?
What is this?
This is very
What
funny.
is this, Chris?
All right, I'll be back.
All right, so well, I mean, if we're going off of movies as well, like I also binged Violet Evergarden again, and I watched the new movie. That one was pretty.
Repeat
Yeah,
that.
sorry,
Sorry,
that
I
one was
didn't
really
quite
good.
catch it.
Sorry, Violet Evergarden.
Okay.
Yeah, I rewatched the show and then I watched the two movies because the last movie came out during the first lockdown in the U.S. I think it was like, yeah, it was like around May, June last year. It's on Netflix, so I never got around to checking it out. It was definitely longer. It was like an hour and 45.
Okay. Okay.
I mean, it's one of those things where it's tough to give like a genuine critique to it because it literally is media that achieves what it's setting out to be.
What is that?
Pretty much, it's same with Jinro, or how I feel about Jinro Wolf Brigade. Right? It's essentially the feeling of like Violet Evergarden essentially achieves the accuracy and then like the understanding of being a veteran trying to adjust back to society, being a product of war. Um, and essentially the last movie was about, well, it's kind of like Musishi where it's literally just a traveling story and it's more about like the character going through each like interact like each set story, right? And Violet Evergarden essentially is about this veteran trying to adjust back to society by
Okay, sorry about that. I'm back.
being a automaton. Essentially, you're good, man. Like automaton, like a ghostwriter, and essentially writes letters for people, um, regardless of like the circumstances they're in. Like they'll just be hired to be an automaton for them, or in this world, they're called dolls. Um,
Okay.
I again, like it's one of the shows like everyone said, oh, like you know, everyone will cry with one episode. I do think that's accurate because I do feel like there's an episode that will affect everyone in some way because there's very like specific messages and stories each episode had. And with the movie, like I felt this one was up there for me, but it's definitely not my favorite, but it's definitely up there for me for like the stories overall in Violet Evergarden.
What
And it was
kind of
crazy
things?
because oh sorry.
I was just going to ask what kind of things do they kind of what difference do you see when you're looking at the movie versus the series before it? Is it kind of just a more specific view of that aspect of the soldier's life?
It's more about like it's just really an extended time to have like
Mm.
more growth with the characters, like having a much more like most like slower paced growth of friendship or like connection that the main character has.
Mm.
And visually it's fucking gorgeous. Holy shit, like I want to frame every scene, like every background uh like scene in the movie. Like we talked about Kaon, where Kaon had the first episode that was fucking like insane in quality,
Yeah.
and it was like that for an hour and 30.
Wow.
Yeah, so I guess to like gloss over some of the things they cover, like there's one episode of the show, excuse me, of the show itself with Violet Evergarden where she writes a letter to a soldier who's bleeding out um,
Oh.
and freezing to death. So she's trying everything in her power to try to help him heal or survive so he can meet his wife again. And he said, "No, I want you to write my letter right now as he's bleeding out."
Oh
And it's
wow.
to his wife, to say like he loves her and he's sorry.
Right.
And then that one got me. The one before I think is the one everyone usually gets. It's where
Hmm.
essentially you have a dying mother who wants the main character to write a letter to the daughter who's about
Hmm.
5 when she's terminally ill, but
Hmm.
she wants to write a letter for every 5 years that the daughter grows older. So like when she's 20, when she's like 15, she has a letter like saying, what advice she gives to a teenage girl.
Oh,
And then
okay.
when she turns 20 and then 25, when she, has a house or like has a job, like the letters are written to help support her like financially and then like give her advice like on marriage and stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, so it's stories like that. And then the movie was about literally the theme itself was about like older siblings sacrificing for like siblings, like the sacrifice they make for each other.
Hmm.
And then yeah, towards the end, like I was close. Like it was weird because like the first hour, like I was tearing up, but by the end of it, like it's actually one of the most positive stories out of everything in the show. And it was crazy because like I actually read the short story uh when it was like being applied to a lot of contests that you know Japan has a lot. They have the writers contest and they have like and whichever one gets an award like the top 3 they get adapted to like a pilot for an anime.
Oh,
So
really?
yeah, that's happened with Violet Evergarden. You apply to studios like Kyoto Animation or like Gainax did that in like the 90s and 2000s and Mappa did that for a while. Yeah. That's a thing they do a lot of times just like just to give a lot of upcoming writers a shot. And I think that's really cool.
Yeah, it is.
Oh yeah.
Uh, I mean, that
But
sounds really
yeah.
interesting. Where are you taking this in right now? Is that Netflix?
Oh yeah, it's all on Netflix. Netflix bought the rights to most of Kyoto
Okay.
Animation's work, so that's the best place to go.
Okay,
Um,
cool.
but yeah, that movie was really good. Like it was visually like the best one easily. Like it's visually my favorite Kyoto Animation movie. Right below that would probably be a Silent Voice, which is about like the treatment of disability and redemption, and like the guilt you feel like as your years go on, and then like you make a bigger deal of the harm you place on other people
Mm.
than the actual like effect of it, and it's like you just coming to terms with like your own situation, and that movie was really good. But yeah, I do think Violet Evergarden. I think this movie was probably my favorite visual. Yeah, visually and probably up there. It's up there for story wise. Like the pacing's insane. Like it's an hour and 45, and it felt like 20 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah, it
So
was
it
really it
moves
was
at a
really
good
well.
clip.
Was that good?
Moves at a really good clip. It doesn't kind of linger too long or
Not
on
at all.
anything. Feel like it was. You know,
No,
okay.
yeah, like I said, like it's just done really well. I think because they have a very clear like message for each one, so the writing's as tight as possible,
Hmm.
and that I do appreciate. Um, I will say it did remind me of how much I dislike certain characters, but it's more of
Okay.
just that's just how the personality's written, and it's really like it's just a matter of like there's the main story happening right, and then the side character shows up, and it's like oh god, this guy.
Right.
And you're just crossing your fingers and going like, I hope he doesn't say. I hope they don't make him like do something stupid.
I hope he doesn't open his fucking mouth.
Yeah, or grab someone. But
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Would you say that it's what kind of show would you compare it to? Because it sounds pretty grounded in so far as the storytelling is concerned.
Yeah, I would probably compare it more to yeah, like any story where it's like literally the characters like traveling. I forgot the story trope it's called, right? Like I compare Mushishi because essentially has that structure of like the
Yeah,
vagabond and like going like having story like having like adventures and like growing like with those kind of like what Watanabe did, right, with Cowboy Bebop.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, there's like the only overarching thing is literally like the character growth. There's not like a cerebral plot line. It's more like just they have different like compact like story set of stories, each episode.
Right.
And they're definitely very different. Like that's what I did like about the show. Like everyone there's very distinct messages and like themes it covers.
What would you
But the
say is the? Sorry. Go ahead.
okay, I was gonna say like the only overarching thing is the theme of adjusting back to society and being and the treatment of veterans like after war
Mm,
or their overall
okay.
stigmas, stuff like that. But yeah, after that, see what book. Okay, so yeah, at the moment I'm on Suki Monogatari book wise, so I'm like 2 books past since we talked about Hana Monogatari last time.
Uh,
That's the lesbians playing basketball with
right.
devil arms and legs. Yeah, I think the more I go through those books of Monogatari, the more I'm like solidifying that yeah, it might be my favorite series of all time.
Really?
And I felt so bad because I was like, man, but I felt like so much with Furikuri and like I have all these things,
Mm.
like that. I was like, no, I feel like, the more I go through these books, I'm like, yeah, I think I'm getting closer to saying yeah. I think Monogatari is my favorite series of all time now.
Could you boil down kind of the big ideas of what is most? What about the series is kind of resonating so well with you? Is it just the style of writing, or is it
Yeah.
what is it?
It's it's that, and you know what? Like I would honestly compare it to Sandman in a way, Ian, where it's Neil
Mm,
Gaiman the way he treats like the supernatural in that like
okay.
literally the power they have over like or like the interactions with reality is literally influenced by people's belief of them. Like literally, the more you believe it, the stronger they are, right?
Right. Yeah, exactly. Belief is kind of like an energy source, a power source for these mystical things, and plugging it into a contemporary setting, and
Yeah,
things like that.
yeah. That and like, yeah, I just really love. Yeah, like I said, like that and like I love the growth of characters you see. And like I said, like I was kind of like ranting off about it when we were going through the Kingdom Hearts playthrough, right? I think it was by Kingdom Hearts 3 we were streaming, and I just gushed about like finishing season 3 of the show for the first time and said, yeah, the payoff you get when you are so invested in these characters and like seeing them grow is legit like some of the best I've ever seen. Like
Mm.
it's that, and then like if you have an like even a sliver of an interest of supernatural like fiction, like yeah, fiction or like anything like supernatural wise, like it's some of the best, man. Like goddamn, that thing's incredible. Um, but it's interesting because it's also a huge critique on Japanese culture around the whole otaku thing. But it's more of like pulling things people find appealing about it, but at the same time, like putting to face like, hey, this is like pretty ridiculous. Like the mindset you have to be to enjoy some things, right?
Right. This kind of, well, I would imagine kind of like these obsessive qualities.
Yeah. So yeah, there we go. Like, well, the quote unquote term is like problematic media, right?
Mm.
So that term would be used for anything like, we joke about before. It's the whole the characters looks 12, but they're actually like what 5,000 years old.
Yes.
They're
Yeah.
five
Exactly.
thousand. They're the 5,000-year-old myth dragon, Chinese myth dragon.
Okay.
Is the term.
Yeah, so that actually a lot of the jokes came from Monogatari because they do address
Uh oh,
that. And well, see, this was really interesting because it's
because
both
he's only
correct to say
3,000 years old.
Yeah. No, well, actually, well, I mean, so it's what was it? Oh yeah, it's a 1200-year-old vampire
Okay.
Huh.
and a 9-year-old. Yeah, and a 9-year-old girl's body.
Sure.
That and then like yeah, there's other parts of it too. What's interesting is that I feel like this is one of those media where it works on every level of disgust people feel, and then like also like seeing how the writers critiquing that, how the sexualization of that is actually a product of the culture, the East Asian culture of making fun of being of Asian descent naturally makes you look younger than you actually are.
Hmm.
And originally started off as a comedic trope, but then slowly became a sexualized thing. And it kind
Hmm.
of, and on top of that, it kind of the show also addresses how a lot of yokai start off as mythology, but then slowly are sexualized, like through modern culture.
Right. Right.
So, like, if everyone comes up to you and says, "Hey, I don't watch it because of that," I was like, "Yeah, absolutely, I agree." Like, and the writer agrees too.
It's
So,
Go ahead. Go ahead. I have a thought right after this. Go ahead. Go ahead.
but yeah, it was funny because it was right after that I actually picked up. Well, speaking of that, like I actually picked up a book. Well, I'm like halfway through it. Because of this. Let me just find it real quick. Sorry, Ian. You can go ahead while I look up the exact link.
Okay, so I was going to actually mention that what you've just said kind of reminded me of. I had there was a Terry Gilliam film that I was as too unaware of that I
Mm-hmm.
just recently looked at, and it is probably one of the hardest things to watch I've ever seen, just
Mm.
because of how upsetting it is as a movie.
Okay.
Um, it's a film where Jeff Bridges and Jennifer Tilly are like rednecks living in the desert somewhere,
Mm-hmm.
uh, and they're both addicted to heroin,
Mm-hmm.
uh,
Yeah.
and they make their 8-year-old daughter or yeah 8-year-old daughter prepare the drugs for them, and they call doing their drugs taking a vacation.
Okay.
Uh, and the rest of the film is about how this young girl has been so isolated and is so naive. She has no concept of kind of the world around her and doesn't really understand how bad things are in
Mm-hmm.
her life, which
Okay.
includes a point where Jeff Bridges uh, is taxidermied uh, after having fallen into a deep drug-based coma. Uh,
Okay.
and so like Jeff Bridges slowly decays through the film, and his small daughter has no conception of what death is.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and just keep saying that, oh, my dad is on a very long vacation. It just gets like grimmer from there, but it is a really thoughtfully done film about responsibility that we have to other people, and
Yeah.
also the idea of like there's nothing in it that hasn't almost definitely happened several times in a given year.
Mm-hmm.
If that makes sense. Like it's all awful. There's all just awful things that happen, evil, awful things.
Yeah.
At the same time, you watch it and it's like that's probably happening to a kid for real. This is all.
Mm-hmm.
None of this is like Matilda fantastical. This all
Mm.
might be happening right now, and I think that that level of groundedness.
Mm-hmm.
Some people, have apparently watch it and are like, no, it's too much. I can't watch it, and it's like, fair. That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
This is an intense movie to watch. Uh, that
Mm-hmm.
was my thought. What were you looking up?
Yeah.
So yeah, because I was halfway through it because essentially it's a memoir. Let's see, it's a memoir about like the subject matter of that. Like,
Oh, the
literally.
yokai, you
Okay.
mean?
No, I'm sorry. It's literally about the thing of. Oh, there it is. But yeah, essentially it's about this thing of like you have media that works that succeeds on the level of critiquing it while also like in a way
Being in.
is you like it do the form of entertainment. You know what I mean? Like,
Mhm.
and it's one of those complex things of like you can agree with people that are drawn away from it because of said thing, but at the same time, it's also like I feel like when you have that conclusion you make for yourself from the writer's perspective, I think it's neglecting the writer's intention and like the their like their process of actually critiquing it in the same vein,
Right.
you know.
I get what you mean. Yeah.
Because if you jump to the conclusion that the writer from Monogatari agrees with these acts or some of these tropes that otaku culture is known for, then it's also like saying that Ano agreed with everything that came after Evangelion. Like he,
Right.
like as if he intentionally made Evangelion just to feed the culture that he was critiquing. Like,
Well, I think that a lot of people are not sensitive to the idea that art can be used to address things that are not endorsements. And
mm-hmm,
if you're watching something, it's usually pretty clear whether or not something is a critique or an endorsement. You know,
mm-hmm,
uh, I think the problem comes back to, and I'm sure I've said it too many times on this show, but it comes back to kind of like kids in the '80s who watched Scarface, and their takeaway was, "Oh, tight." Whereas
Yeah.
I think anybody with sense watching that movie watches it and thinks, "Oh my god, that's a
Or how
nightmare."
about like
That's
Fight
a
Club?
Oh yeah, all the people who watch Fight Club and think that that's cool and tight, and you should want to be like
Yeah.
this guy. Yeah.
yeah. So I just found the memoir. It's by Patrick W. Galbraith.
Okay.
Uh, memoir is it's a very boring. Yeah, it's a pretty long, boring title, but it's actually really interesting. Quote: "The politics of imagination, virtual regulation, the ethics of effect in Japan." Uh,
Sure.
essentially, yeah, it actually brings up Monogatari because it is media that seeds in like both shining the light and also uh, celebrating in a way. You know,
Yeah.
it's having that awareness of like, yeah, I enjoy this thing, but I also have critiques or I'm very critical of certain parts of it. You know.
Mhm. Uh, uh, oh shoot, sorry, I completely forgot my question. Oh, I was gonna ask. Could you tell me when it was published?
Let's see. It was published in man, my internet's slow as shit today. Perfect. 2017.
Please. Oh, tight. Okay, very cool.
Yeah,
My internet's
I'll literally
working
just
great.
link it
It's
on
super
Discord.
fast. I just want everyone to know how good my internet is.
Okay.
Are you taking up all the internet?
I'm
Are
doing
you
all
using
the
all the
internet.
internet?
Taking
Oh,
up all the internet.
Wow.
but yeah, and again, like I just think it's really interesting, like that a show can be able to do those layers. And it's like the appeal why I love Fully Cooley so much and Gurren Lagann because they succeeded on those layers. You can be super critical of what you're seeing on the screen, and you're right, and the writer agrees with you.
Mhm.
Yes, it is. It is awful, like sexualization of certain things in media and how much encourages certain things. You can have that conversation, but you can also enjoy, you can also enjoy like the crazy ass fights that are happening at the same time too, and
Mhm.
the incredible
Mhm.
like character writing and the insane play on words and dialogue that to this point papers there's like entire memoirs trying to break down Neo Ishin's like wordplay and all his writing. It's like Shakespearean level
Mhm.
if you know like
Huh.
a basic amount of Japanese. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but yeah, I think it's good.
Ringing endorsement.
I had fun.
I don't know. I thought it was all right. I thought it was
Uh,
pretty good.
that was all right. That's good, Jim.
Yeah,
But yeah, anything
but yeah,
else, Nick? Or
yeah. I finished watching Girls Last Tour.
okay.
That's a 12 episode show on Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
Probably the most relaxing show I've seen in a while. Like it's pretty
Yeah.
insane how laid back it is,
Is
given the
it
subject matter.
Is it a non-scripted show or a scripted show?
It is an anime
It's an anime.
It's an anime.
Yeah.
about moe blobs driving tanks. And I don't think they're Nazi tanks, but their uniforms seem like Nazi
What?
uniforms.
Wow.
I know nothing
yeah.
of the show other than their moe blobs in uniform driving tanks.
Sure, man. You know,
What do you mean, sure, man? What's it about?
Well, I didn't get Nazi thing out of it. I don't think it's German at all, but
No, that's what I'm saying. The uniforms reminded me of SS.
okay.
Hold on. Let me open this tab, and
Yeah,
I'll
what's
be
it
the
called?
judge.
What's it called? It's called Girl something.
Girls
Girls
last tour.
See.
And essentially,
Okay, they could be Russians. This could be Russia.
it's very
They can be
Eurocentric, like
That's probably Russian.
themed and like inspired.
That's an Iron Cross.
I will
though.
say it's one of those things where like the characters like designs are simple, like they're very moe blob as you see, but it definitely shows that you can definitely tell when some artists have like almost OCD level of obsession with certain things.
Mhm.
Like the manga writer for Gunsmith Cats was like super upset, like almost borderline like fetish of guns.
Mm.
So like everything was like super, like everything was super articulate. Like everything was like broken down like to every bolt. And there's some pages where it's literally explaining like how to properly clean your fucking Glock. And I feel like that's with this one where literally like the environments are just so so precise, like something straight out of like the 80s and 90s where everything was just done to like such high detail, like borderline realistic. Like it's pretty wild. But yeah, it was just one of the shows like I really like because it was super laid back and like just something you can just put on in the background. Though it kind of you can definitely tell the writer likes the road because it has that feel right. And it's like that same structure of a plot.
Like
But,
the episodic, you mean? Like comparing it to the last series, like something on the road where you go from place to place and kind of have discrete stories.
Yeah, exactly. Though it's definitely way more lighthearted, but it's still pretty bleak. But it's not. I don't think I've read anything that's on the road's level of bleakness. Isn't the movie like more bleak than the book or the road? Or
I mean, that's hard to say. Like they're
That is hard
both
to
pretty.
say.
Yeah.
Well, I just
The
know
book's
that
pretty.
scene where they stripped.
The book's pretty up there.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I just know the movie has that scene added where they strip the robber and he's just naked on the road.
Yeah, that's pretty metal. Wow.
Yeah. But on that note, Nick, anything? What else? What else you been?
Well, since Ian talked about last time, I actually reread Parable of the Sour. So.
Oh, dude, that's so cool.
Yeah,
Okay.
I did like audiobook and then the Kindle.
Yeah.
So. Yeah. Yeah, still love it. Still love the first one.
Cool.
She's just a genius. That's probably just how I'll put it. So.
Cool.
Man, yeah, like Chris, I forgot. Like you described Octavia's writing as like what was it? Biological science fiction.
Sci-fi, like bio sci-fi.
Okay.
Yeah. Think of that a little bit more for the listener, just to get an idea of bio sci-fi, what you're meaning.
Yeah, go read Octavian Butler.
Yeah.
It's sci-fi, but like instead of focusing on machines, it's a lot of biological stuff. Maybe biomachines or how biology would change in the future.
Oh, climate changed as well.
Yeah.
Part of the book.
Stuff like that. Just go read Octavia Butler. How about that? You know, you'll be in for a good time.
I agree with that sentiment.
Okay, but sorry, yeah, I probably took up too much time. Sorry.
Oh no, you're good.
Well, you should be sorry. Okay, I got 30. No, I'm sorry.
30 minutes. Let her roll.
I'm kidding. It's fine because most of it was going to be those three, the show and the movie.
Okay.
Because what else? Oh, we saw Bad Trip.
Oh,
we did.
I saw some of Bad Trip.
You
saw
only
some
saw
of it.
some? You didn't watch the whole thing?
I was kind of in the middle of. I had like 2 clients that day, so
Oh,
I was doing Zoom work in one room
okay.
while it was on in the other, and I came and went. Yeah,
That's a weird movie to have a.
it just fit on. I was like, why doesn't anybody recognize Tiffany Haddish? Like,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah, that's weird. I don't know.
Um, I did
Anyway,
get to.
I liked it. I enjoyed it. I thought it was funny.
It was very classic. His style of comedy. He really
Yeah.
leaned into what his strengths are.
hmm
What was your favorite one of the pranks?
The ape. No.
I agree. It was great.
What
Why
was
would you go back? Why
why
would you go
would you
back
go
for your
back
phone?
in? I gotta get my phone. Uh, uh, I like the white chicks one a lot.
God,
That
that was
was
great.
fucking
I think
good.
that's a strong closer. Uh, I I did dig the running through houses and
Yeah, that
freaking
was
people out
fucking.
like that. Oh, what was it? Dude, kudos to that guy breaking up the fight between the two of them.
Yeah, right.
The fucking hero.
Like
Oh
I
my
was.
god.
It's always kind of nice when someone does something actually like
Yeah.
helpful in these situations. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Or when he's gonna fall off the roof and then they reveal everyone and you're like, you guys suck. You guys are gonna let him die. While just watching him. Um oh man. Trying to think. What else? Uh Yo, shout outs to usually the people I hate, the recruitment officers,
Mm.
but him talking him down
Oh my god, yeah. Yeah.
and taking a
Man.
big fat vape.
Oh
uh,
man.
no,
I think
it's
that
oh god. Oh
go ahead.
no, go. Ah, all right.
I
The one thing I will say is I like the whole idea of this being like a road trip movie, and then them like editing all the pranks in as part of the storyline, and them still going through the storyline as part of it.
Mhm.
I thought that was great. I enjoyed all that.
I was gonna say I think that he has the great
Mm,
potential to do more of this. I think people
absolutely.
like this movie so much that he's probably going to be allowed to do more, which I hope to see.
Yeah,
Uh,
I totally agree. Sorry, I'm doing a text message right now.
no worries.
Yeah, it's funny. I thought it was funny. That's pretty much. There's not much to it other than that.
I mean, yeah, it's like he got his dick out a few times. It's pretty funny, guys. Like,
Yeah.
remember when he was at the wash area and he got his dick out? That was tight.
Mm.
All right.
Yeah.
It was funny though. Yeah, I really
It
liked it.
was. What else? What else did I see? I did start the first two episodes of One Direct Priority, but I have not too much to say as it was only the two episodes. Um, other than I think I'm fairly confident what the overall message is gonna be, but it still does like a bunch of different things for most animes that like I'm willing to hold off on that guess. Although I'm pretty sure it's about the power of lesbianism and other people not liking lesbian in
You
Japan.
know, it's a message that I think we need to see more. The power of lesbianism.
What'd you say for the end of Shira that solves the problems?
Power of lesbianism save the universe. I absolutely would say that. I
Yeah,
think
yeah,
that's the only
that
way
might
to
be
interpret
that might be the ending here. It is
That's also a key component to the end of Adventure Time. The power of
yeah.
lesbianism closed a portal from another dimension.
There you
That's
go.
right.
There you
That's
go.
how it works.
So that one will probably be great. No, I'm so far I'm enjoying the show though. I think it looks beautiful and like I like it. What else? I haven't gotten to play much anything. I just started Near Replicant, so like when that happens. As far as streaming goes, I only get like 1 day a week off now. So that's fun. Because I have jury duty. So that's a good time. Yeah,
You know, it's
luckily
crazy.
most of my stuff was in the movies and the TV show, so.
Yes. I was gonna say every year I get a goddamn summons. I don't know how how do they get me? How do they always get me?
Yeah, I don't know either. And I'm in grand jury, so.
Oh, Fetty? Is that Fetty?
Yeah. It's where you choose whether someone's going to be indicted.
Ooh, that's a hot case, my friend. That's
Yeah.
something to sink your teeth into.
Yeah.
If the judge asks you, you should just say
no
right
judge,
away.
It's lawyers, and you're all taking a vote.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah, it's like multiple cases a day.
Oh my God.
It's super boring.
Okay.
Yeah, so sadly not too much going on other than I'm just not home. Like
What's it like, man? That must be a new world not to be home.
I fucking hate it. Oh my God.
Do you?
Oh, I loathe it. But it is what it is. I need the money. But
That's
yeah,
the attitude.
yeah, nothing much. Like, those are the big things I was going to talk about anyway. So,
Right.
yeah.
Do you want to switch over to just talking about what we're looking forward to then, or
Yeah,
what do
why
you?
not? Why the fuck not? We got to end this thing somehow. What are we all looking forward to?
I want Chris to start off. I want to hear
You want
what
me
you're
to
most.
start? Oh man.
Yeah.
I heard Kong is gonna fight a new monster. I haven't seen what the trailer is
Oh.
so that's gonna be
Okay.
fun.
Is it the
Near
US military?
Replicant whenever I have free time, or I'm just
Uh-huh.
not feeling like I'm dying all the time.
Well, isn't that every day?
Yeah. Yeah. What else? I want to finish Wonder Egg Priority. I should probably get on the Attack on Titan thing, although it makes me fear for the ending because of seeming feelings I've been hearing about. I don't fucking know. What else? Oh,
Damn, Chris,
Pokemon Snap
just
comes
hang
out
it
like
here.
tomorrow.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
I ordered it.
Oh,
nice.
I really want to play that. That sounds really fun.
I was trying to get that Fujifilm thing where you could print out your Pokemon snaps.
Place a Gucci bill.
Yes, Coochie.
Yeah, Gucci film.
Gucci film.
Gucci film.
Yeah, it's got that Gucci cart. Is like the fucking. It's got the giant, like fucking metal gold symbol. Gold 24 karat plated Gucci symbol on the side.
I gotta show Ian that photo.
Yeah.
Someone edited that scene from WandaVision where they're putting the kids to bed, and it's with Vision with like a do-rag, gold tooth, and a Gucci belt, and it's him going, "Now your mom said to go to bed, right?" It's like a big Gucci belt, like the one with the gold buckle on it.
Real douchey bro. Oh my God.
Oh man. Anyway, that's pretty much it. That's all I can think of right now. What are y'all thinking
of? There's a show called Sweet Tooth that's going to be coming out soon. It's executive produced by Mr. and Mrs. Robert Downey Jr.
Ooh.
And it's based on a DC comic book that started out as a web comic that I remember way back. It's about a society that's got hybrid human animal people.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So that one seems really.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How about you, Nick? What do you look? Oh wait, sorry. Go if you weren't finishing.
No, the only other thing the last thing I've got to look forward to, I've got a new book that's going to come in the mail.
Oh.
So a very short thing I want to mention.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to brush up on writing from the Philippines.
Okay.
Why not? And I found a list of writers that I should try. I've got one book. I'm going to start it soon. It's short horror stories. And there's another book that's supposed to be like more mainstream fiction called Electric. I was excited to read because it was well reviewed. I got it, and it's all in French. And god damn it, now I have to burn all the books because they touched the French one. And so I'm waiting on an English language replacement to come soon. But I might keep it. It's got a very sullen woman in her underclothes next to a stoplight. It's a very striking cover. So I hope I can talk to you all about that next month. Yeah. What about yourself? What are you most looking forward to?
Nick.
Oh. Well, I guess right now will just be looking forward to finishing up 13 Sentinels, and then
oh shit, I gotta get back on that.
Yeah. Oof, boy, I'm gonna have a lot to say that I won't be able to say until I finish it. It's a very straight line, and then
we'll get to talk about it next year.
There it is. I'm looking forward to well, I mean, this band, I think I told about like last month they just released a full album, Skin Show by the band Lion's Daughter.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was when I told you where it was kind of like goth, where it was a metal, but then they also have these really cool John Carpenter like synths going on.
Yes, I do remember you mentioning this.
Yeah, but like the vocals reminded me of like very 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 Napalm Death, kind of like very noise metal kind of vocals. It's interesting.
Okay.
Yeah, looking forward to that.
Napalm Death is grindcore, but yeah.
Grindcore, yeah. Thank you the fuck. Alphabet's new album. I gotta.
Oh, it's so good.
Sit down and listen to it. Yeah.
That album is so good. It's great. Everyone go listen to Alphabet's new album.
Yeah, man, I knew you like him.
I knew I would like him too, which is why I found him on my own.
You fucking didn't. Anyway, I was literally watching, dude. I was literally with this guy like the month this thing. Oh my god, I'm gonna be that fucking intro. Fuck that. But yeah, it's good.
I liked it when it was nobody else did. I'm the good one.
Yeah.
That's great.
But yeah, that and then Yusef Kamal's
Friday's
new album.
Payday and Sunday is Divine. Yeah, yes. Man, the album's good.
Yes, and then Kamal Williams is gonna drop by the time the next episode it'll drop. So I want to listen to that because I fucking love his stuff.
Oh, Yasuke's out.
Yes,
today.
Yasuke's out.
That's the new one by LaShawn, the new anime by LaShawn Thomas, featuring Lakeith Stanfield as the first Black Samurai Yasuke.
Yes, I've been seeing ads for that. That looks really good.
Yeah. Oh, you haven't heard? I felt like we would have talked about it on here before, but
I don't think we've talked about it, but I've seen the ads for it. It looks really good.
Flying Lotus and Thundercat did the intro. So
it's gonna be on Hulu, is that right?
It's on Netflix.
Netflix,
I believe. Flying Lotus does the entire soundtrack, I believe, too. It's gonna be good. Yeah, sorry, Nick. What else are you looking forward
to? Looking forward to. Let's see if this month does Guilty Gear come out this month, Chris?
No.
It's June, right?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Okay. Once that happens,
you are looking forward to it. That'll be something in the future.
Well, I'm looking forward to that beta. I mean, the second beta is gonna be in next month. So, this month's recording. So yeah.
Once Guilty Gear hits, I think I'm just gonna quit whatever jobs I'm doing. Just be like, yo, man, Guilty Gear.
This is my dedication. This is my life. Yeah.
This is me now.
Yeah. Okay, but yeah, that's it.
All right, fine.
There, Chris.
Oh man, hey, should I? Okay, we're gonna end this podcast, right? But for the ending song, I was gonna put on one of the the songs from the Yorha raids from Final Fantasy 14.
Damn, get banned.
Love that.
Those might be some of the best songs of this year that I've heard.
Yes,
Cry.
easily.
Yeah. Do it.
And I know
Wait.
Ian knows a lot about FF14. So he knows.
Yeah, I think I know that one. Yeah.
It's the
Yeah.
best music. It's not even close. It's the best music in 14. I will say that for free. Holy shit! Like
14. Because Final Fantasy
Free,
14
not,
is
not even with
no,
even an endorsement. You
no.
say that on your own.
Oh,
Yes.
speaking of endorsement, this episode will come out like tomorrow. Everyone should really look forward to next Friday, as I will be streaming come hell or high water. And that's all I'll say on the matter, because I am very excited.
You'll all get to hear all three of us together for a
Oh, they
grand
won't be
old
able to
time.
make it.
Hear him and I together for a
Yeah.
grand old time.
Hey, you think if I like harass Frozen
Uh-huh.
Stratos to show up, he'll do it? Oh no, I
Yes.
think
You
he
should do
records
it.
that podcast every Friday night. Never mind. I'll ask him anyway. Just try to get him on.
Yeah, I get him in here.
Well, hey, what if you just recorded your podcast on our stream? What if you did that,
Yeah.
you guys? Everyone's happy.
My favorite thing is we never talk about each other's channels. We just harass each other with like
That's how it's supposed to
we
be.
just fuck with each other. Which is why it works and why he's more famous. All right. I guess that's it. That's a podcast.
Yeah, I'll call it a podcast. I'll put a sticker on her.
Chris like a step away from pulling out a smoke and just like, oh
god. Was it as good for you, listener, as it was for us? Because I hope it was better. I didn't have that much fun, but
I was gonna make that same joke.
damn.
All right. Good night, everybody.
Farewell. Good night.
We're still recording.